All right, it looks like it works no problem. Hey, finally, I got this set up correctly. One button, start show. Anyway, welcome to the ADLR Podcast. This week we're joined by what? Brian. We got Kale /Weird TV here.
What's up?
And Randall /Zen5 here, or loaded up. I keep forgetting what you want me.
Huh?
Zen5 or loaded up?
Doesn't matter.
All right. Well, I want it to matter because I mean, this channel's about whatever, so you need to tell me about whatever.
Because we talk about everything. I mean, if it was like what? If it was strictly, if it was game related,
yeah.
But see, that's the thing. Like that's like if you see on the thing, it has LIUs involved. So
yeah,
I made it look like my channel is my sponsor,
which is fine.
Yeah. So
some people put JOB.
What is that?
Job.
As in job, like I work job.
Yeah,
that's
like
a
their
weird
work job. Like Knuckle Do when he wasn't sponsored, his was JOB Knuckle Do.
Okay. I mean, whatever works for him, I guess. That's that. All right. This week, what we got to talk about? Hold on. We got Gunpowder Milkshake. Brian, I see you don't have it on your list, so I guess you didn't.
I failed you guys. Instead of listening to both albums and watching that, forgot all about it, and I played Strive and Pokemon essentially.
Gotcha. That's fine. It happens. We'll try not to keep it spoilers, but because there's not much to spoil, it's a really just fun movie. We got music reviews. I finally watched Bo Burnham's Inside special. I will be reviewing that in 2 separate pieces, if that makes sense. I'll explain when I get there. And what else we got? Kelsey saw both Hitman's Bodyguard, both movies. Yep. And we'll get to that. But first and foremost, that's the word, Anthony. How's everyone doing? You know, Brian, how you feeling? You know, it's a week later.
You know, shit, you feel me? Like money long.
Oh, that's good. That the only thing that's long, or we? Kelsey, how's your? You know, how you doing?
It's been a whirlwind, dude. You know, with mom and everything else going on.
Okay, she doing better now, or?
Yeah, she's doing a lot better. She's home from the hospital, which is great. I'm flying up there on Monday to bring her back down here because she's gonna be out for like 6 weeks. So
yeah, she's gonna have to take it easy for a bit. Make sure to tell her that when she's there, not to make she starts doing shit as soon as she gets to your place.
Yeah, no shit.
You hear me, miss? Just play her back this episode. She'll understand. And then give her the stern eye. There you go. No, none of you did it, but it's fine. Randall, how you doing? Excited? You got some new toys to play with. You got a big tournament like Brian coming up. You know, Randall, I don't know why you got that face. I didn't mean anything sexual.
I didn't understand the first part you said.
You got new toys to play with. Like the new stick and the monitor. Like
yeah, man. Like I was trying to do research on the people that I might play.
You see, Randall's over here doing like Ippo Makanouchi, the past boxing tapes and shit.
I have to because there's too many characters in the game.
That's true.
So I need to at least narrow down to what they main might be. That way I at least have some sort of fighting chance.
That's fair.
Don't you main Kazuya?
Yeah.
So then it doesn't matter what everybody else plays.
Is he supposed to be top? Is he like top tier or something?
No, but Randall's top tier.
So tell him
he's considered top tier, but he's like considered the weakest out of the Mishimas, and he's like really. People say he's really hard to use because you have to like do a lot in order to execute. Which
you know that firsthand.
True, man. Yeah.
Is he like the Dante of the family or?
Nah, Dante is easy to use.
I thought, from Marvel vs. Capcom?
Yeah.
To hit combos, you think it's easy to use? Because Brian keeps saying like that to play Dante is
the biggest lie I've ever heard of my life.
To use Dante in Ultimate vs. Capcom, you have like to break your fingers.
Dante?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I played Dante for a little bit. I didn't have a problem with him.
Are you thinking about maybe Virgil?
No.
Okay.
I think Virgil is. I've never played Virgil, so I don't know.
Virgil's easy as fuck. Dante, you saying that is like me saying Yoon is hard.
Ryan has such a chip on his shoulder for Yoon.
That character is arthritis. You have to do so much. I wish you could just play Cloud playing Dante, and that's why there's not many actual Dante players. Because they use him for an assist. They did basically with Captain Commando Marvel 2, where they use him as an assist, but when they get to that character, they always get bodied because no one actually learns him. That's Dante. If your Dante isn't nice every fucking hit, you just have him for an assist.
I guess it's relative to the person, because the characters, at least the characters that I play in Tekken, are like that. Like you're already at a disadvantage.
So your execution needs to be on on extreme,
like, especially when you playing with Mishimas. So a lot of people have string moves. Mishimas don't. Like the longest string move they have is 3 hits. So a lot, and their move list isn't that long. So it's like you have to get really creative because 90% of the people that you play against already know all your moves.
Because it's not that much they know what's coming.
Yeah. So it's up to you to be creative and like mix them up and like pressure them and stuff like that. So it's rough, man.
Nice. Okay. And then you showed us this projected bracket minutes before this podcast started.
I just want to get to
the win, Randall. You can't go in there thinking I just want to get halfway through this bracket. You got to go in there thinking I'm gonna take it.
So you gotta have that big dick energy, dude.
Yeah, like it's not even a joke. We're smiling while telling you this, but you can't go into a competition going, if I'm okay if I do third.
No, that's not my mindset. I'm gonna tell you what my exact mindset is. My exact mindset is number one.
Yeah,
I want to have fun.
Okay.
And when I say by have fun, I mean like I don't want to play two matches and get eliminated. Like I want to stay in the tournament at least for a little bit.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm gonna put in the work. I'm putting in the work. I'm putting work in the lab, and I'm definitely going there with the intent to win. But that's like it is my goal, but it's not like my main goal because I can't have that mentality of I gotta win. The way I play is like the more fun I have, the better I play.
Okay.
So if I just have that mentality, like I'm here to have fun, but I am trying to win, then I think I can go far. I think I'm not trying to be boastful, but I think I could at least get to just before top 8.
So top 16. You think you can make top 16 easy?
I think I can make top 6. I didn't say easy.
I mean, either. Just
I heard you say easy.
That energy came out for you, so I just filled in the blanks.
Nah. I'm not saying easy, but I think I can make top 16.
Okay. The first problem is you shouldn't be thinking I gotta win. It's I'm going to win.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what anybody else says.
It's when it's competition, Randall. Like if you're just hanging out with friends, then yeah, I want to have fun. But you joined Evo. You know what I'm saying? We're here to let people know you're not here anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not worthy here. You go in there, trash them, go, nah, you weren't Evo material. That's what you got to go in there and go do. All right? Sorry, kid. You tried, but the big boys are playing now. You know? Mm-hmm. Like this whole have fun thing, that's cool outside after they've lost and they're in like the hallways or whatever of the tournament, just playing casuals. That's having fun.
Well, that's
it's
the
game
way
time.
That's the way my brain works, though, man. Like when I start taking things too serious, I start second guessing all my moves, and I start thinking about junk that he's probably not even thinking about.
Well, I mean
when I'm having fun, then as cheesy as this may sound, like my creative flow is the window is a lot bigger because it's like I'm not fearful of what I'm doing. I'm just like throwing stuff out, whatever like creative junk I come up in my head.
Your creative flow, Randall.
Yeah, I just let it come out. And I usually catch people off guard with a lot of crazy.
I mean,
stuff.
No one's expecting a flow like that, Randall.
Exactly. When you're having fun,
talking about, man? I'm talking about Evo. I don't know what you're talking about.
The confidence level changes too when you're having fun. I mean, if you're just out there to like do whatever and have fun, and you are having fun, you're not worried. Like you said, you're not worried about doing stuff. You're just doing stuff.
That's how I play all fighting games. Yeah, I start running my mouth in the middle of me bodying you. You know it's gonna keep coming because I'm gonna keep talking to you. You're gonna get mad. I'm gonna hit you with my cape. You fall over and die. I bet you're seething now, but that's fine. I'm having fun.
That's why you go in there with the big dick energy.
Yeah, I go in there with the biggest of energy.
In the Smash tournament.
Yeah, but I don't play competitively. I go just
But I'm saying you should just for fun. You should just put in good two solid weeks.
Playing online Smash is
it's
never
not going to be
fun
worth
for
it.
anybody.
Yeah,
why?
Because their netcode's horrific.
Okay, so you know how Street Fighter V is like, yo, this is barely playable. Imagine that KO Ken times 100.
And their netcode's bad.
So why do they have online tournaments?
So they had to say that they have it because that's all they have.
Terrible netcode, yeah. Even Jammy's like, it's terrible netcode.
How would he know? He just ducks people.
Oh shit! Let him know. Let him know.
You gotta hit him with the facts.
Facts. I haven't set that up again with the menu set up here. So
what about TF2? Do they have?
Don't mention that to me. Don't mention that to me. They have fine netcode because it's an actual server. Like,
do they have tournaments?
Yeah, I mean,
they do have tournaments. I sent you one.
They do have
tournaments. Titanfall 2 had great netcode.
Thank you. Yeah, Titanfall 2 is great, dude.
So why you?
Because those are like low bar. It's just a community holding it. Like that game is
you enjoy the game though.
Yeah, but that game hasn't been touched or fixed or updated to be modern in any way. It's like they don't care about it. They're just, hey, we'll grab cash from all the fucking keys they're still buying to open up random loot boxes. What happened to battle passes? That's a thing now. They don't do that. Like TF2 has been like laid there, and the only thing that's keeping it alive is the people playing it. And it shows because there's like nothing to do. Any tournaments that are being done is hosted by the community. Valve doesn't give a shit about it. You know? I don't know. But anyway.
I think you should play though. If you had the chance to play in a TF2 tournament, I think you should play because you love the game. And anytime, anytime you love something, you're usually really good at it.
I'm okay with it, but I would need a team as well. And I've never played with anything competitive with a team. Like fighting games, I can easily do because it's all on me. I just have to hit some buttons and come out on top. With a freaking
what was that fighting game you and Brian talk about?
Oh, Rising Thunder.
It was a tournament for that.
I would try because that game was fucking fun.
Okay,
like that
what
was.
Makes me sad is that game had tournaments like weeklies, and it wasn't just nobody players. F Champ entered and he won like 3 tournaments back to back. Like Justin Wong played, all these bigger names played the game, and people had like very little to say negatively about that game. And then because Riot bought out the team.
You know what? You know what most online tournaments should do?
What's up?
They should hire Skullgirls to do their netcode. Okay.
Just use GGPO. It's open source.
Yeah, that's true.
And people are still like, we're gonna do our own thing. And then Street Fighter 5 and fucking Smash happen.
Speaking of that, I think I don't know, Brian, you probably saw the clip that's been rotating around of Punk. I think it was. Yeah, remember Punk, the Street Fighter 5 character, and he was in an interview. Did I say character? Player.
I know what you meant.
He was getting interviewed after. I don't know if he won his qualifiers. He won the tournament for qualifying for Capcom Cup, so he doesn't have to play anymore. So they asked like until the Cup. If he wanted to, but he can still participate if he wanted to in other Street Fighter tournaments between here and then. Yeah. And they asked him, "What are you going to be doing in between now and then?" He's like, "I'm just going to be playing Guilty Gear Strive," because he just does not like Street Fighter 5 and their netcode because they're doing everything online. Yeah, and the netcode is not.
But he's like, "This isn't fun for my mental health. I'm just gonna not go play. I'm just gonna play Guilty Gear."
So he's just gonna play Guilty Gear until Capcom Cup.
You're talking about the Capcom thing that I sent you earlier?
Yes. Mm-hmm. It's like
that was fucking hilarious.
What's funny is like he's not even the first person to say it on the Capcom Cup stream. The commentator Sajam said it before while commentating, but more like a nicer way, and he hasn't been commentating for Street Fighter since.
And when they're not gonna kick out Punk because he qualified, so he's going there.
So why don't they just fix the netcode?
Man, because why? If they can just give you another Chun-Li skin that's very sexy, like
I mean,
what?
Is that something that's like difficult to fix from a programmer?
It would take them some time to rebuild it. Like if they're gonna do GGPO, they'll have to integrate that. So yeah, it'll take some time and money.
Here's the thing too. Like people say, oh well, the game's been out for a while. There's no reason to do this. Then it's too much work. for Injustice, was it no for MKX? While it was still out, like getting DLC and all that, they redid from the ground up and did rollback. I think they did GPO for their system.
It's just
and
excuses.
like, yo, we get it. It's ass. All right, we're gonna replace it.
So I mean, is it possible? Absolutely. Are they going to allocate time and money for it? Who knows? They might be working on Street Fighter 6. So they're like, we'll just save it for the next one.
What they're working on.
You know, why bother?
That's interesting.
Yeah. Shoot. Our fighting game minutes up, right? Oh, I keep getting messages. I don't know from what. Oh, you guys mentioned something. Oh, the combo for Dante. That's for Randall to watch later. All right. Well, boys, what do we want to move on here with? What do we want to start with? We should start off the bat with Gunpowder Milkshake.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Well, Brian, I'm gonna try not to spoil anything, because again, this is not like this movie doesn't really take itself too serious. Where it's like, oh, that's spoiled. Now it's ruined. This is basically popcorn movie at its literal definition. It's just badass characters doing badass things. The pacing was a bit weird. Like there's some like drawn out still shots that I don't know were done on purpose just to be like, okay, why is everything so? It's not even slow motion. It's like the whole shot sometimes where it's like, okay, cut to the next thing now, and it doesn't always do that. My internet might have shot its bed just now, but I don't know if you guys can still hear me.
I can still see you and hear you.
Okay. My OBS just went crazy with the red, and it's like with the red box thing. 5.1 surround sound, heavy on the bass. Kelsey, where's that from?
Pretty sure that's ludicrous.
Fuck off. Oh shit, that's a Scrubs reference. Ban him. No, I'm not banning him. Shit. All right. What was I talking? Gunpowder Milkshake.
So how did you feel about the movie?
Me,
like, it's just an overall,
And overall was great time. It's literally just some funny stuff. Again, the pacing was like, please move on. The action sequences. It's a movie that I don't think took itself seriously. But if you take it seriously, you're gonna fucking hate this movie. If that makes any sense. But it's shot with very contrast, like differently, highly contrasted colors, which just looks great on screen. Action sequences were okay. Some of them were really funny, especially when she loses her feeling in her arms, and it gets just stupid. It's just ridiculous. And it gets ridiculous where I'm just smiling and going, what the fuck am I watching? And that's basically what it was. Up until the end. Mm-hmm. How was your feeling on this, Kelsey? Because it looks like you have a completely different take on this.
I honestly thought it was terrible.
Oh, shit, okay.
Like, don't get me wrong, the beginning part of it was interesting. Like you said, the pacing itself is a little... It, goes up and down. Mm-hmm. But it, I do enjoy the colors and the outfits and things, because it gives it that 1950s, 1970s feel with the neon stuff and the way that they dress and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like they tried to do too much.
Yeah.
It was serious, and then they tried to throw in some comedic stuff, and it got, especially after the arm thing, it got weird. It was like a dream sequence that just went wrong. Okay,
or completely right. Keep going. Go ahead.
The elevator when they get the Uber. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The elevator. Okay. Yeah.
So when she goes to, whatever, I was like. I had to go back and watch it again because I was like, what just happened?
There's a bunch of moments where it's like, wait, what? And there's a bunch of fight sequences where you're like, that's not, you can't really do that, right? And then you go back and watch, it's like, yeah, this is just...
I don't know. I felt like the fight sequences were very poorly choreographed. You could, you could tell that it was choreographed. People were like waiting, that kind of stuff.
For the hit, yeah.
I don't think it was a terrible movie. Oh, did we just lose Bryant?
I think his internet's either shitting the bed or...
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Yeah. Just disconnected me from the call and put me back in. Like it was like a frame of out and then back in. Hey.
Oh, there you go. Like, I mean, I enjoyed the movie overall. I didn't go in with any expectations, but like, the first half of it was decent, and then the second half of it to me was just kind of whatever. So,
I get that. I can definitely see that. For me, once it started getting, when I saw it, how ridiculous it was going to get, I'm like, all right, just buckle up and enjoy the visuals and enjoy some of the soundtrack. Some of the soundtrack was okay. They have some good things in the back end. But again, if to quote Ghost Nick, it's nothing to write home about, you know? It's popcorn stuff. I watched it sober, so I don't know what kind of feelings you'll get not sober while watching it. Because again, visually wise, it might stimulate some other senses because it just looks great. And there's like stills you can probably use as wallpapers at this point because it looked fine. But then after that, there's no like narrative substance, if that makes any sense. It's just there. What leads us to the next gunfight or?
Yeah, there was there was no real backstory to start, and then like they like threw some backstory in, but then they were like, okay, fast forward, and then they're like, wait, yeah, and then it, it was just like, you know, it was weird.
The setup was trying to be like the Continental in the John Wick, where they give you a little bit of the content, like, oh, there's no fighting at this diner or whatever. I'm like, oh, so like this is like an organization, but they don't go into any depth beyond that, like some surface level stuff. And you're like, okay, we just have to take the word for it. There's no like rules set upon it besides whatever the rule is for the next scene, if that makes sense. So no, we know there's not going to be any fighting at that diner right before that matters.
But they didn't even really like explain that. Like they just walk in and she goes, "Can I lighten your load?" And you're like take his jackets because this is an older style diner. Is that what they're doing?
Yeah,
you know. And then shit starts getting real, and you don't even find out what they're talking about until like later, like much later.
That's what I'm saying. They only find out about the gun thing when it matters the next scene. So they give you things that matter for the next scene, and then the next scene happens. You're like, "Oh, that's crazy." Excuse me, that's crazy. And then rinse and repeat. Oh, this matters for, oh, this is a cool new tidbit that we learned. Applies literally the next scene. It's not like, oh, it's not like Quiet Place where it's like foreshadow and then that comes back like 10 minutes later.
Problem.
Yeah, or problem. And then you're like, oh, shit, I gotta remember there's a problem there. And then how it slowly builds up to that problem. This is basically like, oh, here's a problem. Next scene is that. So then you're constantly just along for the ride. Brandon, what are you thinking? You went through it too, you know?
What are my thoughts on the movie?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm indifferent.
Actually, I think he was asking specifically what your thoughts on the casting was.
Oh, and the casting as well too. Like the casting I thought was fine. The main chick, huh?
It was a joke.
I was punching a jab at him because you were like, we're talking about the movie, and he's like, well, you want to know my thoughts on the movie?
Well, Randall?
I don't know, man. I mean, like you said, it felt like a parody. So I never took it serious. I got a lot of Drive vibes.
Drives.
Yeah, drives, if you will.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I would recommend it because there wasn't anything in the movie that had any like weight to it where it was like, oh, this is really cool. That part with the elevator stuff was funny. I mean, the thing with the arms and the elevator scene was funny. I give it that. There was some funny parts in the movie.
Ryan, can you take your headphones off for just a minute?
I have a question first, then I'll take it off. Soundtrack, is it just like generic songs that we know and they put it in for like scenes, or is it score for the most part?
Pretty much generic songs that we knew playing in the background.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't even really remember the score.
I can deafen. I don't know why I keep doing this.
Yeah, I don't. We'll give you a thumbs up when you can come back.
Just flick me off when I can come back.
Sure,
Right.
we'll do that too. All right, he's deafened. Go ahead.
Okay, so the arms thing. Granted, it was hilarious. So unrealistic that it hurts. Like, she can't use her arms and somehow she's going to be able to pull the fucking trigger. I don't think so. And second, she's like slinging her arms around, just wildly firing, into the fucking wind, hoping to hit stuff. And then she stabs somebody so hard that it lodges in them. First of all, no. Second of all, no. Okay? Fuck that.
Also, now I know why you don't like this movie. You're thinking that while watching that movie instead of just laughing. This movie did not take itself seriously, and that's why once you see that that's the case, you gotta back up and be like, okay, then whatever happens, que será, you know?
But the thing, the reason for it though is that it plays itself off as kind of a serious movie from the start, and then like yes, there's some comedic value to it from the beginning, but it's more of it's definitely more of like a serious tone. And then all of a sudden they start doing this shit, and you're going, what the fuck is happening? Like, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed watching it, but it was like, this doesn't fucking fit at all with what's going on.
Because it's like, from what I gather from it, it's John Wick if we just made it more ridiculous. Because if you watch John Wick, you think about what's happening on John Wick, you'll go through the same reaction, like, no. But we accept it because they do it at a certain level. Gunpowder just takes it to like a ridiculous level times 10.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, John Wick has that that serious tone throughout the whole thing. There's not really a lot of like comedy, and so everything that they do, regardless of how ridiculous it is, follows that same serious tone. This has like a fairly serious tone, and then just fucking nosedives into the Deadpool area of comedy with stupid shit that's going on, and you're like, it's analog nuclear. Like, it just totally takes you out of the fucking sense of the movie for me.
All right, that's fair.
And then when they get off the elevator and she throws the gun at the guy's face, that was fucking hilarious. But everybody's just standing around like, boss, what do we do? Like, you fucking shoot him. What are you doing?
No, you stare in awe that she threw a gun. Isn't that what you would do?
So I was a little disappointed that Paul Giamatti didn't have a bigger part.
Yeah.
Because I really like Paul as an actor. I think he brings a lot to the table. So I don't know. Like I said, I enjoyed the movie, but that whole like snap out of whatever reality that they have just kind of pissed me off.
Okay, that's fair. So is that enough to deter people from watching this? Oh, I guess Brian can come back now. There we go. This is for kids.
Clearly it's not.
We're just in review. We're in recommended session here because I think Randall just doesn't really care either about them.
I mean,
Yeah.
for what it was going for, I think it nailed it. It's just like, I don't know. Anytime there's a movie that has action in it, I'm a hard person to please because I've seen so much stuff.
Oh, you've seen so much action, huh?
Okay.
Involving ass.
Oh shit!
Okay. But yeah, like,
Didn't say no.
here we go.
Is that what you say before you start the action?
No.
Mm-hmm. He goes, here we go. And he just eats ass.
Wow, really? Anyway.
Hey man, he's trying to be healthy. You got to toss the salad once in a while.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
That it nailed what it was doing.
Yeah, for what it was going for, I think it nailed it on the head. Like, it's just that it's like, I don't know. I don't know how. I would have to sit and think about how the movie could have been better. I just think that it wasn't. It's not for me personally. It's not something that I would watch again. But it had some cool parts in it and some funny parts in it.
So recommendation is no for others.
If you're working and you want something to play in the background while you work, sure,
Okay.
go for it. But to like dedicate your Friday night to it, no.
Ah, okay.
Not me personally, anyway.
All right, Kelsey. Hard no, or is there some stipulations
I mean,
here?
I would give it at least one watch. Like I said, I enjoyed the movie. I just don't like it when you set a tone
Yeah.
and then immediately like
Throw it out
blow
the
that
window.
tone away randomly in the middle of the movie. You know,
Okay.
like if they had like started out with kind of a serious tone and then went straight into some like comedic relief, that would have been different. Like you would have known to expect shit to just kind of pop up around the place. But this was fairly serious tone, random bullshit that you're like, are they seriously doing this? And then it just kind of it didn't ruin it for me. Like I still enjoyed the movie, but it pulled me out of that mindset with this.
Okay.
But I would definitely at least give it one watch through because it was a decent movie.
I'm gonna have to follow you up with that same thing. One view will be fine. It's a popcorn action flick. Don't take it seriously. It seems like it's not taking itself seriously as a parody, but either way, I'll give it a one watch and you'll be fine with it. Very cool visuals again. The set designs were cool. Clothing was great. Music is like old, I think 80s or some shit that was playing in the background. Very neon look to everything.
I definitely think this would be a better watch with a group of people.
Maybe
Like, because then you can kind of hype off of it with other people and laugh and be like, whoa, wait, what the fuck just happened? And rewind and watch it again and that kind of thing.
You can see that. And maybe not sober will also help it.
Yes, I'm thinking this is like you having a barbecue, you're drinking a little bit, and then you're like, okay, let's watch a movie, and you put this on.
Yeah.
You know, you're a little bit, you're not like sloshed, but you're a little tipsy, and you're just like, you know, it's just still chowing down on some wings or some ribs or something.
Just vibing, you know?
Yeah.
You know, you guys want to see some Gunpowder Milkshake? And they're like, yes, I'd love a milkshake. And you play this movie and you're like, bro, where's the milkshake?
Yeah, because like even the name just sounds ridiculous. And so if you're like slightly tipsy and you've never heard of this, you're like, what the fuck is that?
Absolutely. Shoot. All right. And that's it for Gunpowder Milkshake. I was going to say Milk Powder Gunshake. Which I think is probably equivalent to the regular name anyway. Anywho. Oh, Randall, that's all you had. I was going to jump into you, and I saw on your list you just had that. So, Kelsey.
Had what?
All you had was this movie. So I was going to jump to you to whatever you had.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have anything else.
I have a question for him.
Go for it.
Did I
How's
watch
the new
anything
stick?
else?
There you go.
Give me 1 second. I'm trying to figure out if I watched anything else that I didn't put on there.
So Hollywood.
Right? Like, what? It's over, Randall. Like,
How
it's
was that Hollywood?
It's
Yo,
locked.
my fan here has a question. I'm thinking I'm doing something. You can.
I'm doing something. You can sit there. I know you waited in the rain for 20 minutes,
Yeah,
and you almost got hit by lightning, but you can wait. You know, you haven't eaten.
How is the stick? It's beautiful, man. It's a Samitsu. The spring is hard.
He's got lightning breathing.
You like it hard?
I don't know where Kelsey came from with that. Mine was a Demon Slayer reference, but I know Kelsey just came in.
He said the spring is hard, I think. And then
Oh, got it.
Kelsey said.
So, Randall,
May I continue?
to tell me about the Demon Slayer character? Sure.
And how worthless the lightning guy is?
That's the referencing here. His name is Zenetsu. He said Sametsu.
Oh, the dude that I like?
Zenetsu.
That his grandfather took? Yeah.
His grandfather had enough patience to teach him one move.
Yeah. Hey, man, at least he executes it to perfection.
Oof. Let's get it.
Bruce Lee said.
So the spring makes the stick come back to neutral perfectly. So I don't have to worry about my character jumping while doing wild rising moves. It's perfect, man. I have no complaints. It's a really, it's probably the best stick I've ever had.
Yeah. Shout out to Semetsu then.
Yeah, man, it's really good.
If you guys want to sponsor the show, you just email me, DM me, whatever.
Yeah, man, it's I forget his name. Is it?
It's a Netsu from.
No, it's a pro Tekken player who worked with Semetsu to design the stick.
I looked it up last time. I don't remember the name.
So he has
our top guys looking it up.
The stick has what is called a bullet.
Bullet
knob.
Okay.
So you have like a bat and the ball, which is obviously a ball.
Yeah.
And this one is called a bullet because it's shaped. It's
Nobi.
a completely Nobi. It's a completely different shape or whatever. So initially, when I got the stick and I installed it into the stick into the joystick that you guys got me.
Yeah.
I put the bat back on, but then after a while, for whatever reason, it felt weird. I knew it was gonna feel weird to begin with because it was a new stick. So I just put the bullet back on.
Oh,
and it fits perfectly or whatever. Yeah, man, it's nothing else I can really say. The executing moves, I still got to get used to the stick.
Okay.
Because I'm used to the other one that's like really flimsy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like I was saying earlier, I can't blame the stick anymore because the stick is perfect. The way they design. Only thing that I wish, and at this point I'm nitpicking. It's nothing wrong with the stick. It's just that. So there was two different versions. There was the Pro version, and there's the I guess called regular version, which is the one that I have, the regular version, because the Pro version was sold out.
Okay.
The Pro version has is it octagon? I think it's an octagon gate.
8.
Yeah.
8 of them? 8.
Yeah. I think the restricted gate is octagon.
Okay.
On a Pro.
Yeah.
But the one that I have is a square gate.
Oh, okay.
And I would have loved to know how that felt, but
you can't just swap it.
I've looked for it, but I can't find one for that stick.
What was the name of the controller? Sorry,
Semetsu.
The arcade shock. It's sold out.
The gate. The way. What's his name again? Brian. Nobi. The way they designed it, the octagon gate is like unique to that stick.
Oh, okay.
Like the way they beveled it and all, they did all this extra stuff that's supposed to be like perfect for Tekken. So that's the only gripe that I have is that I wasn't able to get that one and get that gate. But other than that, the stick is top notch, man.
Top notch. Okay.
Is it literally just the stick, or is this like a full controller?
It's like a fighting game, like an arcade stick.
It's just a stick.
Just the stick part.
Yeah, that when I look up Semetsu, it only shows the stick. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, there's several different types of sticks, but this one is the one that was designed by Nobi. Support.
Do you know the model name besides just Semetsu?
If you type in Nobi Semetsu stick, it should pop up. It's two different ones. There's a regular one and a Pro.
It's in stock in Europe.
Yeah, I saw that, but I didn't want to mess with that because I didn't know if I don't know. I'm not into electronics as far as like wiring and stuff, so I don't know if their wiring would work with the American stick or not. So I didn't want to risk it.
It's the
same one just sold over there.
The part's the same as what he's saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send you the link if you.
Can you post it in my chat as well, for Jamie? Thank you.
Can that motherfucker just come to this chat then? Is it troubling him that much?
I didn't post it in this one, but I did it
just
now.
I thought you did.
I did it just now.
That man needs to
have like way more control now, man.
I sent it to Randall too directly in case.
It feels really good.
I sent it.
About that monitor? We're gonna go down the whole list, Randall. What about that monitor?
What monitor did you get?
Asus. Asus 144 hertz, I think. Yeah. It's 144 hertz Asus ROG Swift. I think that's what it's called. I can't remember. There's a whole bunch of words after it.
There's a lot of shit talking happening in Kelsey's chat.
About what? What did it say?
About yours truly.
About
yeah, the king of the internet.
Who's the king of the internet?
Randall, keep going with your story. You're not following me at all.
I'm trying to understand what you're saying. What are you saying?
Don't worry about it. Randall, just keep going. Don't worry about it.
Okay. All right. There's nothing else to say.
Okay.
It's a good monitor.
Hasn't been turning off on you. Did you finish doing the troubleshooting? Does it still turn off on you or not?
Okay, so I guess I could mention that. So initially when I got the monitor, my current monitor has this issue where it just likes to cut off at random times for like 3 to 5 seconds. And when I got the new monitor and hooked it up, the new monitor started doing that. So then I consulted with Anthony about it, and he was like, I should just disconnect everything and start with the new monitor, play it for a little while, and see if it still cuts off. So I did that. I played for like 30 minutes, didn't cut off. So then he was like, then now try attaching, because originally I had two monitors, the regular monitor, my old monitor, and a Wacom or Wacom, however you want to say it. So I hooked up the Wacom, and it still didn't cut off. So then I hooked up the old one, and it still didn't cut off. So I don't know what's going on. And so far, I played today a little bit, and so far it still hasn't cut off. Neither one of them, the old or the new. So I don't know what's going on. But all I know is that it's not cutting off. You know what? Now that I remember, no, that's not true. The old one did cut off today while I was working. But the new one still hasn't cut off.
And
while I'm working or playing the game.
Oh, okay. So I think it's just that LG.
Yeah.
TV that's mess.
Huh?
It's the same size as your big one?
Yeah.
How do you have both of them on there? Jesus, that's a lot of weight for that table.
No, it's really light.
Oh, okay.
At least
Wait, it's on your
they're
table?
both light.
I thought you had one mounted, no? Am I stupid?
Anthony's is mounted.
Brian's jumping through to the
the
multiverse. Is that a variant that we're talking?
Yeah.
Shit. Anyway.
I hate wrenches.
What?
That's how we know he's a variant.
Oh, okay.
Anywho. Look, did you end up watching Loki, Kelsey? I'm sorry, I forgot if we reviewed it.
I have not watched Loki
Okay.
now.
Yeah, go ahead and watch that. I think you'll enjoy it.
You watched the other two shows? Oh. Too Hollywood to talk to me now.
He's to Hollywood.
Did you hear me?
Yeah. Are you talking to him?
Hey, I'm talking. Look how confused he is.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was talking to Shannon. What did you say?
Did you watch the other two Marvel shows? I don't remember.
I've seen Falcon and Winter Soldier. I have not seen WandaVision, and I have seen Black Widow.
Okay.
That's a movie.
He meant the shows.
I said sure.
Oh, just
telling him that.
Falcon and Winter Soldier and WandaVision.
Okay.
Gotcha, yeah. Well, not to hype it up for you, collectively, that's our favorite throughout the whole thing. Like our favorite
Loki?
TV series, yeah.
I think it blows the rest of them out of the water, but I still have gripes with the ending. I think it's a weak ending.
Gotcha.
I think that's
Yeah.
gonna. I mean, personally, I think that's gonna have a lot to do with just the
way this thing is set up, the MCU.
yeah,
Set up.
you know, like especially like the character and that kind of thing. Like WandaVision seems like it's a little more serious because of she's going through that mental break. Falcon and Winter Soldier was okay. It wasn't anything great. They didn't really do anything, you know. And then Loki is just a funny a funny character. And so seeing the previews, he seems like he goes through some really interesting scenarios, and so it can only be funny.
Well, this one they do a good job of. We're not gonna review it. You gotta watch it. They gave Loki a proper arc in this, and not just like a little arc in the movies like they normally do. Right?
All right.
It's good stuff. Great stuff. The best stuff. You know? Anywho. Oh, we're gonna move on. Sorry, I'm over here losing it, bro. I guess we can quickly just go over the EA Play Live stuff. EA put up their E3 conference showcase, whatever this shit was last week. They mostly mentioned more content for the games that are already out, like a teaser of the new Apex Legends character, some other DLCs for Knockout City. The two biggest things were at the end of the show, which was Battlefield 2042. They showed off the second pillar of their Battlefield experience, which was the Portal mode, which is basically a creative like a sandbox thing for Battlefield where you can just bring in 1942 guns and assets, put up against like 2042. It's like a sandbox of different modes and making your own kind of restrictions and game modes and stuff. So it's like what is it, like, was it Forge in Halo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess it's like their own Forge, but for Battlefield. The game still looks pretty cool in game. Well, I had yet to see an entire match play out yet, so that's why it still worries me how this is going to turn out. But let's hope so. And then they ended it with, one more thing, and it looks like it's a remaster of Dead Space, which I am all for, especially if they're going to completely redo it with ray tracing and stuff. That would completely add to the atmosphere with some really well done shadows, etc., and the more assets, rebuilt assets, all that other stuff. It looks like it might be good, but they prefaced the video with in-engine footage. So I'm like, okay, so cool, this looks pretty good, but we'll see how it runs. Especially since it's a single-player game, I hope it turns out actually looking phenomenal.
That's what they need. They're missing out on a lot of money. Completely remaking, like they did with Demon Souls or the Resident Evil games, more horror games. Like the Silent Hill games, if they looked pretty, imagine how fucking terrifying that is. If they ever remake like that Fear, just know that I would never watch anybody play that game.
Oh, Fear 1, yeah. Fear had a lot of
games there.
Fear's the one where you're playing as a military soldier or whatever, and then you're getting like harassed by this little girl. But then there's also like a bunch of Alma was her name, yeah. And it's like a little girl in a red dress with long black hair, and she would just appear randomly, and a bunch of like weird like telekinetic shit would be happening as you're trying to progress through a school or whatever the hell it is, and then you shoot a bunch of possessed people, and it first time it was like, holy shit, this is crazy. It's like a really, like, the action sequences were fun, the gunplay felt great, but then they added like horror elements to it with the little girl. So having that redone, that'd probably be cool. I think that and Black. Do you guys remember an FPS game called Black? And it's just, I think it was for Xbox and PS2, and that shit was fun to play, just to shoot things. That game was there to shoot things, and for its time, it just looked and felt great. And that's back on like the old first gen Xbox. So if they remade that, that'd be cool. Granted, I don't think it'll sell a lot because it's a single player shooter that really good single player shooters don't come around that often, and Bethesda or Machine Games is the exception with Wolfenstein and Doom Eternal, or I guess just regular. I don't know if Machine Games worked on Doom Eternal, but the people who worked on Doom Eternal, all under Bethesda anyway. But
2K had it going on with the BioShock games.
Yeah, that too. And they're saying they're making another BioShock, so we'll see how that turns out. But anywho, that was the EA Play Live. Like, I'm excited for Dead Space. The announcement, Battlefield looks okay. Until I actually get my hands on it, I hope it's awesome.
I don't know why they're redoing it.
I mean, it's been a long time since the first Dead Space, so having it remade, that'd be pretty cool. And there's not that many single player. I guess there's probably a lot on Steam, but like from a AAA company, single player horror games. Capcom's the only one with Resident Evil. Who else is making, like, I guess, single player horror games?
I don't know.
Go ahead, Randall. He stopped for you.
I was just going to say, how far did you get in Returnal? when you played the other day?
I died earlier than I normally do because it's been a while, so I was rusty. I always go in there, I start the game up, do the daily, so I can get 5 of those free, whatever the hell it is, the atonements things that I can use to unlock more things. And then I complete that and then do like 1 or 2 runs and then see how far I get. The second one I got farther than the first because I started getting into the groove. But yeah, Returnal's a thing you gotta dig. You gotta just keep at it and just have everything be muscle memory. Because I was in there going, the first one I'm like, how do I do dead? You can't think. You need to react in Returnal after a certain point. And that reaction better be the most calculated one. Like your brain, before your hands are moving, or before your brain can think it, your hands are already doing it. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me because that's what I think I'm going through anyway.
I need to finish.
But if you want a game where you have to start pressing buttons before you can think about it, Heavenly Sword is where you need to be. Okay,
and nothing's beating that. I don't think anyone's beating that. The reaction time needed for Heavenly Sword is godly.
Imagine having to pre-fire a QTE.
Yeah.
It's so dumb, and and the worst part with it too is that if you fail the QTE in the scene, you have to start over because you failed. It's not like, oh, you got hurt, now you're at a disadvantage. It's just, that's it, start over.
Jambi's confused in your chat, and just to give you context, Jambi, it's Adam, Kelsey's brother, played through this game, and he told us of about numerous occasions where a QTE came up, and before he had time to register what the button was to press, he already failed the QTE. So he had moments like that. So he's like, what the fuck is going on?
All of them weren't that bad, but there were a couple that were just absolute. They were like, press, oh, you missed it.
Yeah, and that's...
It's like, what, you gotta know the future in order to press it on?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Jambi says he played it, or played it back in the day when it came out and it wasn't that bad. Well, I don't know. But
the game itself wasn't that hard. Like, the game was like stupid easy, but there were some QTEs right before like boss fights and things that you had to before you could say press square, you were already dead, or it failed you.
That's right. Well, we're not going to get into why we hate QTEs again, but please stop doing QTEs. To all the millions of developers. No, Randall, I don't. I've said it multiple times. Stop with QTEs. Please.
The only time QTEs have actually been done properly is in Detroit Become Human. That's it. It's the only one that I've seen it do properly. But that's because if you fail, it changes your outcome. But even then, I really don't like that because then you're gated behind doing certain things because of the QTEs. And if you're not good at them, you just never get to do other stuff.
Okay, I can get behind that because that's definitely a narrative game, and if you fail the QTE, the game doesn't end. So you have to either really good and you get the outcome you want, or you weren't as good and something else happens, which is, I guess, more interesting. But those fucking QTEs where it's like you're just playing a cutscene and hit this button to continue the same fucking cutscene, stop it.
Can't stand it.
Stop it. Just play me the fucking animation and then I'll get back to the gameplay, my guy.
Have you played that game yet?
Detroit, no. I know you and Kelsey did, but I haven't gotten to it. I played all of their other work. I played what is it? Beyond Two Souls. Oh no, that's the one I played. I didn't play Heavy Rain either.
I played like half of Heavy Rain.
I don't know why I didn't play Heavy Rain.
The game that I bought out a pack, I guess it came with Heavy Rain. I haven't played it though. When I bought Detroit Become Human, it came with Detroit and Heavy Rain.
And Heavy Rain, okay. I mean, I played Beyond Two Souls and I thought it was fine. It's the same developers. It's the same type of structure for the most part. You make narrative choices. Different things happen. So if you really like Detroit, you can play the previous stuff.
From the bits that I saw, Detroit had more likable characters.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
With Heavy Rain, everyone kind of just feels lifeless, like they fit a role, and then that's about it. It felt like.
Gotcha. All right.
But I mean, if you like those kind of games and you haven't played all the Telltale games, Kelsey, that's your ticket in, I guess. Especially A Wolf Among Us, I think neck and neck with episode 1 of Walking Dead.
I don't think I've played any of the Telltale games.
Man, you are the first season of The Walking Dead. Dead inside. I felt things, you know. And then The Wolf Among Us season 1, one of the best detective shits I've played, my guy. Like I loved it.
Crazy.
Yeah,
I watched it and I was like, yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, I did. There's some really good stuff in there.
Jeremy says you felt things in your pants.
Yeah, like I felt that the emptiness that was in my pants. I wish I was bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I was feeling. Randall, you knew it was coming. I was gonna work my way to it. Like anytime that's mentioned, small pee-pee. You know what I'm saying?
I can make you feel bigger.
No, you can't. Oh shit. Anyway, Kelsey, I saw
With his eyes.
with my eyes, and I heard with my ears, the first Hitman Bodyguard movie. So
Yeah.
I had a fantastic time with it. I love the synergy between Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, it's great.
Walk me through both of those movies. You saw them back to back?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
It was like a night in between, but yeah, basically watched one and was like, I gotta watch the next one.
Okay.
So Hitman's Bodyguard, main two characters are Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson. And then Salma Hayek plays Jackson's wife in the movie.
Okay.
And the whole this is one of those movies that has a very serious tone to it with a lot of comedy. You know, very similar to like Deadpool. You know, it's
Deadpool's in the movie.
Yeah, you know, and so like it makes sense. I'm trying to think like I don't want to like spoil stuff because people should definitely go watch this movie.
I saw the first one. I haven't seen the wife Bodyguard yet.
Yeah,
so.
I'm not even talking about the wife Bodyguard one.
Okay.
The Hitman's Bodyguard is incredible. It's got a great cast. Like I said, Ryan Reynolds, Samuel Jackson, Salma Hayek, Gary Oldman, Elodie Young. There was somebody else. You know, but they have like some really big names and some great people playing great roles. Ryan Reynolds is what is called he is a AAA bodyguard. And it starts off with a very serious tone and then immediately gets into that kind of funny, holy shit, comedy type situation. Yeah. And he, you know, because a bodyguard is supposed to protect their mark at all costs. And, you know, in the very first couple minutes of the movie, Ryan is talking about how he's this amazing bodyguard and he does all this stuff. And then he loses his mark, right? Like, and it just is all downhill from there for him. And Samuel L. Jackson is, he's not a bounty hunter. He's a killer for hire, or an assassin. Okay. And so, you know, Brian's whole job is to protect people from him. But then it turns out he has to protect the assassin.
Yeah.
You know, he has to protect Samuel L. Jackson. And the two of them just have amazing chemistry in this. Like the back and forth. Ryan Reynolds plays this not like sheltered person, but kind of a very sheltered, very egotistical person who thinks he's just like the greatest thing ever. And it just blows up in his face fantastically. Yes. You know, and then Samuel L. Jackson plays his motherfucking self the entire time, you know, and it is perfect. Okay. And then Salma Hayek has she doesn't have like a ton of scenes, but she's got a couple of scenes in it that just really play on top of the rest of the situation that's going on. And then the Hitman's wife's bodyguard.
This is what I want to hear right here.
So Salma Hayek plays a totally different person in these two movies than you would like normally see her. She's not this sweet, caring, you know, romantic person that you see in like her other movies. She gives Samuel L. Jackson a run for his money for saying motherfucker in the Hitman's wife Bodyguard. Okay.
Was Guinness around to see if she holds the record now? Or?
Yeah, like somebody needs to look this up. And at one point, So she finds Ryan Reynolds' character while he's like on vacation, and Ryan's trying to like find himself because he isn't really he's not technically a bodyguard anymore because he lost his license after what happened in the first one. Even after everything that he's done, he never got reinstated. And so she's trying to find himself, figure out what he wants to do with his life. And he's on vacation, and she finds him because Samuel Jackson character gets kidnapped. And he's like, no, I don't want any part of this. I can't. I'm trying to figure out my dreams and what I'm gonna do and whatever. And she looks him square in the eyes and goes, "If you don't grow the fuck up, I'm gonna get my strap on and fuck your dreams until they become your nightmares." and they just keep playing on the whole. It's very, very similar to like Deadpool. There's just that like serious tone with a ton of comedy in it, and it is absolutely perfect. And
Gotcha.
The second one just gets like, if you want to talk about a movie that just gets more and more ridiculous and it gets better because of it, this is that movie. It has got to be one of the greatest movies ever. Okay, in terms of comedy, you got to go watch this. Like I will die on this hill because this is incredible.
Okay.
Like you get like it plays off of the first movie, just adding in some new stuff, and then like the halfway point, the ridiculousness scale just fucking flies up.
Okay.
They add some new characters, they add some new actors. And, I don't know that I can...
Italian thing.
Yes, like
this. It is very good.
It is incredible. You should definitely give this a watch. If you haven't watched the first one, you need to watch it and then watch the second one. And if you have watched the first one and you haven't seen the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, you are doing yourself an injustice.
Here we go. I always do this to myself. I did watch it. I've watched the first one the year it came out, and then I'm like, oh, they're making a second one, and there's never watched the second one.
So
the second one, yeah, second one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was this year.
Okay, I remember seeing there was a thing like, oh, that's cool. I want to watch that. And then
so
accidentally load
it up. It is absolutely incredible. You know how that normally like you have the original part of the series is usually the best one because it's like that first look into it. They just have better writing. They're not trying as hard.
It's like just started off. Everything's roses. It's great.
Yep. And then you get like to the second and third and sometimes a fourth, and you're just like, okay, now you're just beating a dead horse.
Yeah.
No, this gets better. The second one is even better. Okay. Like it's way more over the top, but the way that they do it is just incredible.
Okay.
You need, after this podcast, you need to go watch it. No exception.
I'm not going to go watch it right after the podcast, but I will watch it this week. Though.
Well, then you need to end the podcast early and go watch it.
What am I looking at, Randall?
How did he get her?
Randall, we don't. Who knows, Randall?
That's her husband.
Okay. Randall's looking up who Salma Hayek's with.
Way to body shame.
What? He says you're body shaming him.
I'm not body shaming him. I'm just saying that they don't look like they would be together.
Oh,
why?
Wow.
Because he's not Hispanic?
Huh?
Because he's not Hispanic?
No. You know how like sometimes you see a couple and they look like they would be together, and then you see some people that look like complete opposites.
Randall, I don't know what you're talking about right now.
Okay.
And that's facts right there, right? I don't look at people and be like, oh, they're gonna.
I don't see faces or bodies, dude. It's all about the inside, Randall.
It has nothing to do with love.
Well, then why do you get them if they don't look alike?
Some people just look like they fit together.
Wow.
All right, so wrap this thing up here. It sounds like it's a must-watch recommended.
It is a must-watch recommendation. Like, you could be high as a kite or sober as you want to be. It is incredible.
Got it.
It just gets like, it is definitely a ridiculous movie, but it does it very well.
I'm going to try to watch it without this hype and see what happens, because you got this thing like up here for me, so But okay, I definitely got to watch it now. Especially if it's gonna come out this year, I can use that to talk about at the end of the year.
No, this is game of the year, hands down, right here. Okay.
Slow down. Slow down. Slow it down. What about Gunpowder Milkshake? Gunpowder Milkshake will not be in our top 10. I don't believe so. Anywho. All right, Brian, we haven't given you some time on the spotlight here. What do you want to talk about?
Whatever you want me to talk about.
Let's talk about sex, baby.
Hey,
Let's talk about you and me.
Hey. So tell me the relationship between you and a Pokemon, Brian. All right. Pokémon Unite came out last week, MOBA for Nintendo Switch, and then later on for mobile or something like that.
Yeah.
Go for it. All I did was create a character and did the tutorial. You actually put some hands, like you played against other people.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so boom, I installed this, made my character. One thing off rip, making a male character, customization options in the clothes, dog shit. I already regret it. I looked to see if I can change to a female. You can't. I'm committed with this idiot that looks nothing like me.
Oof.
Complaint 1, right?
Okay.
So I loaded up, made my character, did the tutorial that barely gives you info on how the game works, and then they reward you with a whole free character, which they call Unite licenses. That's the little card they give you to unlock a character. They're not teams, Anthony.
Oh, that's what threw me off because I was like, oh, pick your Night license or whatever, some license shit. I'm like, oh, I like Charizard, so that's gonna be my license. So I picked Charizard.
It's very clear. I'm pretty sure that the way they developed this was mobile first, and they're like, wait, the Switch is a thing, and then they ported it on the Switch because a lot of it's janky. A lot of it's just feels like a mobile. It doesn't feel polished like a console game. If that makes sense.
I can see that. Like as opposed to playing a Mario Party or a Mario Tennis, where
this game has flaws. I also start with those since I'm already ranting on it. The game essentially gives you zero information that you would need.
As opposed to what? Because I played through that tutorial and I know how to play the game. So I don't know what
you know how to play the game.
Okay.
When you're playing your Pokemon, if you don't set up which loadout you're gonna do, like for your skills and stuff, and then when you level in game and it lets you choose 2 branches, it doesn't give you any info as to what each move is. So if you went blind, oh, I'm gonna try this character, and 2 things come up, you have no clue what the fuck that move does. The cooldown's absolutely nothing.
Oh, okay.
For every move that you were to pick up, so you're just flying in blind.
Okay.
What else does it not fucking tell you? There's stats called special attack and things like that, but they don't really tell you what is considered each one of these stats. You have to look up videos of people labbing the game to get any of that info.
So wouldn't that be special attacks would be your special, like if it's a fire Pokemon to be your fire attacks, and then normal would be your regular attacks, right?
So some moves that you think is special attack, no, that's physical. Like nothing's clear in this game, which is funny considering how simple it is.
Okay.
Is another issue. Targeting in this game, hilariously bad. So essentially it's 1 button to attack whatever's near you. There's an option that's separated, so there's 1 attack button for like minions, another one for players. But you can't pick which player. It'll be like, roll the dice to this guy.
Oh, I see. So you have to get them. Okay.
There's no rhyme or reason behind it, it feels like, because there's someone who's literally can look death in the fucking lack of eyes, and hey, I'm gonna hit him, and sometimes you're like, let me attack this fully health tank right over here next to me instead. Guy gets away.
Oh, that's bad.
What? And then sometimes, even though you can turn off snap on for skills, so it doesn't like lock onto someone, I press it while walking this way, and you would think if I'm pressing something while walking a certain direction, it'll target in that direction.
Correct.
I play a support character, and one of my moves is throwing a ball of healing and or damage.
Yeah.
And I'll throw it in front of me if it's by myself or if my teammate's walking a certain way.
Yes.
Sometimes people relentlessly beating the shit out of you. I'm like, I know I want to hear, so I'm gonna do this. It'll snap behind me, and I'll be like, and throw away my healing shot, and sometimes I die.
Do you think it could be like what he was fighting with, like the stick coming back to neutral and thinking you're going the opposite way when you press it? Or?
I'm holding right the entire time in skill.
Okay.
It's like,
and he just chucks it to the opposite team.
It's fucking wild. Another thing is priority. So that healing is like if you don't hit anybody, it's just on the ground, and you can walk up and get healing or hit somebody.
Okay.
If people are overlapping, so let's say there's a minion, an enemy, and your teammate, and you were to throw it,
Yeah.
it feels like it makes the stupidest decision as to who it gets stuck on. Like it's closest to my teammate, and it'll be like the enemy over there. Everything just feels like half-assed. Like, oh, forget about it. It's a gacha game from Nintendo and it has Pokemon. We don't need to iron everything out.
So you don't think they will iron this stuff out?
Probably. They're just gonna keep adding Pokemon, and they have a battle pass already, and they have cosmetics for your characters. They're probably just gonna keep doing that until their next Pokemon game. I don't know.
Okay.
So those are the complaints.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's hilariously simple. Like there's no.
That's a complaint?
real depth. It's a complaint in the sense of you can tell this game's made for kids. So it's like an intro to MOBAs for younger people.
Right.
But I wish there was in some way more depth to keep you like a low skill barrier to learn the game, and I wish there was something for people who play it a lot.
Okay.
Isn't there a ranked mode?
So there's a ranked mode, but it's just, hey, you get point. So you know how ranked you normally you do matches and then placements? Everybody just starts at the bottom and then everyone ranks you up. So you can be like, if someone hasn't had a chance to play a lot of ranked, but they just go off, you have a chance of getting obliterated because there's no placement system to separate you early. Which it's funny to me. I mean, I don't mind it because I don't take this game serious. It's simple enough that I don't really take it seriously.
So even if you're doing ranked, you're just like, fuck it. It's just Pokemon hitting each other.
I'm there just throwing healing. I'm playing a Pokemon I didn't know existed, but they're the support, so that's what I'm playing. The characters that are playable, a lot of them just don't feel unique enough because it's that simple as, oh, what do? Some kind of debuff, or I do damage, or I'm tanky and I heal. Or like they each have their one little niche thing, but it doesn't feel like it's enough to separate everyone and be like, yo, this is crazy unique.
Okay.
Those are the negatives. The plus is it's simple enough and the games are short enough. I think it's 10-minute games. That it's fun to play with friends. So like you can just, hey, what do you guys want to do? Load up some Pokemon, and each game's just gonna be a 10-minute commitment. You don't have to worry about towers. You don't have to worry about, oh, at this level, I have this much gold. I'm gonna buy this item, and then this is my build. Oh, I'm getting out farmed. I'm gonna wait a bit and then buy this item. No item buying. Everything you do essentially is pre-game. So you get to put an item on like League, so the ability to flash or heal yourself. You do that before a game.
That's weird. So items. Without even knowing your opponents?
Yeah.
That's odd. You'd think you would load yourself.
The only thing you can change in game is which of the two skills you pick for your skill slots.
That seems like an oversight, because if you have like a move per Pokemon.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, you pick that at the beginning. Well, same thing with League, actually. You pick that item. So Flash, you pick while you're still picking your character. So I guess that's similar. But
it's not the same thing because there's no item. There's an item shop in League, so you can still change how your character plays.
Adapt.
Yeah, to adapt. But here you have to commit to something without even knowing your opposition. That's weird.
That sounds.
They give you items that work as passives, and you also equip this before game. So you get 3 slots once you get to a certain level, and there's things like, oh, you do more damage, or they have XP share, where as long as you're the lowest level character on your team, you keep getting per second, you get just free XP. So it's like it's the support items. They have these things, and you level them. You get these coins, and you upgrade them to give you better buffs. So I guess the longer you play, you're gonna be better endowed than people who, because they don't have access to this. And if you have the battle pass, which some of the battle pass things are those tokens, you can, if you spend money on it, boom, you can have stuff immediately leveled. Which
would you say is pay to win?
Yeah, I guess there's a pay to win aspect to it, but there's people I know who have the whole battle pass and still get botted because they're not good.
So it's not.
So it's somewhat skill based, but somewhat pay to win.
Yeah, it's skill. Again, this game's very simple. It's hard to say who's good as long as you're not hilariously doing it wrong.
Yeah.
It's hard to trying to think of how to explain this.
It's just a very accessible MOBA, is what it sounds like, and it's just
Yeah. You know how it's with League and Dota, it's very easy to tell if you suck. Like they do something like their decisions in this. There's so little decisions to make that you gotta try to throw.
got it. Where they're
I don't
okay,
know.
I see.
I mean, I've seen Anthony play games, so
Those are hard facts.
And
I don't have
here-
this set up for you right now, but those are hard facts.
And here, it'd be very hard to if you didn't show me anyone's name or whatever character Anthony's playing. He'd have to like basically look me in the eye and then do something stupid for me to know it's him. Like you have to try to be bad. This game to be bad.
I think I can get that. I think I can do that. You still haven't gone through the good parts.
That's a plus in a sense that it's pick up and play because the matches are short. Unlike Dota, where you can be like, I have time for a quick game. A whole hour later, you're still in the match.
Yeah,
This is you're forced into time, so it's 10 minutes. There's no towers, so the whole goal is you farm or you kill people for points. Then you go into where their tower would be, and you have to literally dunk the points in there to get rid of the tower. There's a Roshan or like a dragon aspect where, and it pops in like halfway through the game or near the end. It's Zapdos. You kill him, you get a bunch of points, and
when it always Zapdos?
Yeah.
Oh,
for this level, they haven't added like a full 5v5 another level. It's just this level so far.
Okay.
Osmer's been playing it, and he's really really enjoying it. But he's a dad, and you know he doesn't get a lot of time to play a lot of stuff. So I know he's gonna enjoy that kind of thing.
Especially if you're locked to just 10 minutes, because the tutorial match is like, how much points can you win? It's not, hey, do we get to the Nexus? It's how much did you score in this amount of time?
Yeah, but usually, if you scored a lot of points, chances are you got to the Nexus or you went off. Because each tower has a point threshold, and once you put like 80 points into this, it disappears and you go to the next tower or whatever. What the hell was I saying? They have comeback mechanics like Zapdos. You beat them, and then when you score points, you have to hold a button to initiate the dunk. The more points you have on you, the longer the holding. With things like Zapdos, if you kill Zapdos, it's instant for a certain amount of time. You can walk up, dunk that bitch. There's no way to defend it.
Right.
Then they have special creatures like Rotom, which is a little red shit that also helps you with your lane, and something at the bottom that gives everybody XP called Dreadnought or whatever. There's those MOBA aspects where you kill special things for certain comebacks, I guess. So that's also what makes it more easier to get into. You don't have to be like, oh, this tower, who's going to tank this tower? You just get the points, ball is life. Someone's going to come to contest it, keep them shits out, let me dunk.
Dunk on them.
Matches are short. It's not hard to learn characters. They have certain skills. Hey, you're a tank, distract and stay alive, or make sure people survive. Support. Again, debuff or make sure your team survives with healing. Attacker, you beat the shit out of them. Speedster,
pretty straightforward.
Speedster's the assassin type, so you're gonna come from a bush or something, slaughter a gang, move on with your life to the next person to kill.
The slaughter, right?
Similar things like that. There's only 2 lanes, and then there's a whole middle jungle.
What else?
I don't really know. There's only like
it's free.
Characters.
It's good.
Yeah, it's free to play as well. There's not really. It's not that the game's fun to play because there's a lot more negatives, but at the end of the day, it's still, as long as you play with people, you're probably gonna have fun.
So no playing with raccoons.
No playing with raccoons yet. This next patch.
I don't know, man. Like, if I can't play with raccoons, I don't know that I want to play with this game.
That's a fair assessment. I mean, I understand that completely.
You're not missing out on Skullgirls or anything. It's just something simple that they put out as a way to get kids to play MOBAs or a gacha on Switch. It's fun. Like I said, it's fun with friends. There's not much depth, so you don't have to worry about a hard fucking entry. Like the tradition is MOBAs. You get your ass beat until you know enough to beat asses. And this is like, just pick whatever. As long as you don't try to lose, you should be fine. You'll probably enjoy yourself.
That's where I kind of get to. It's just a casual, hey man, just play some MOBAs with your bros, bro. You know, vibe with them for a bit.
I wish there was a bigger roster off rip. Characters, unlocking characters like League instead of Dota, where Dota you always have access to every character. In this, you either spend coins, or if they're part of the season pass or part of whatever gacha challenges you do for dailies, you're gonna have to save up money to get them, which is another negative because Dota spoils you in the sense, hey, new character coming out, you have them.
I think they focus more on just cosmetics and stuff to be pay, and the rest is just play as you go. Where League has a different structure. They're trying to monetize off the characters as well.
Trying to think there's anything else. There's other maps or modes that let you do instead of 5v5, just quick matches that let you do 3v3 or 4v4, and ranks the other mode. That's about it. Yeah, that's about it, really.
So
I recommend if you are interested in MOBAs, but were intimidated by League or Smite or especially Dota.
Yeah.
If you were intimidated by them, if you want like a more lighthearted entry MOBA game, this is probably what you're gonna do. If you like Pokemon at all, you're probably gonna play this because it's a free Pokemon game. If you like gacha games, just the thrill of unlocking things and doing dailies on a mobile game, because that's what this is, you probably like this. If you just want a game to play with a bunch of friends, like if you got 4 other friends and you guys don't have too many games you can play together, you're probably gonna give this a shot. You probably enjoy it.
You said it's on phone and Switch?
Phone, not yet. On Switch, yes.
Okay. I wonder if they're gonna have any crossplay with it, like
so.
being able to play phone and Switch and things together.
I would think so.
Yeah, same. I would hope that they're aiming for that
before some date in August. If you try before, then they give you a whole free character who they clearly didn't balance whatsoever. Yeah.
That's it.
So to sum up, quick, easy time, simple, but to a fault in some points. Some of the Pokemon, they don't feel as diverse. It makes me sad because Venusaur is one of my favorites. I don't like playing them.
No.
Yeah.
What is his role again?
He's a ranged attacker, so he's like a DPS essentially. But his
does he Razor Leaf or no?
He starts with, all right. So you start with base level skills.
Yeah.
Well, no, there's evolution. Yes, there's evolutions, but you start with base level skills that you will replace for a better one. But you can never, you don't keep one of them. So you're like, no, you know what? I'll stay with this and get a buffed version of this. You have to replace that move. And one of the moves you replace is Razor Leaf.
Fuck.
Sad day.
Yeah.
Razor Leaf's so good though.
Razor Leaf.
I don't remember which Pokemon game it was. I beat every gym with a Venusaur. Even the fire one, I just kept Razor Leafing and it crit and I killed things.
Shit, dude. Your Razor Leaf fucks.
I raised them with love.
Oh, that's true. Your Pokemon do get stronger with love.
They announced DLC already for the characters, but it's going to be the same way where you can unlock like League. It's a Blastoise and Gardevoir. Gardevoir is one of my favorite Pokemon as well, so I will be getting her and trying her, but I'm not expecting much. I'm not expecting Sagat levels of excitement for any character in this game. I have enough to buy a character, but because I just don't care, I play 2 essentially. I play the support thing, Eldegoss, which again I didn't know existed until this game. And then I play Alolan Ninetales because Power of Ice.
And we all know what Iceman does. Takes care of business.
Take care of business.
Hey, I said we take care of business. And then we throw in some instrumental, Brian. Hit us with it. All right, thank you for that instrumental, Brian.
I didn't even make a sound.
I know that. I was there, Brian, when you completely
ignored it. It was just getting a little dark. You didn't want to...
I got it. Shit. All right. Well, so speaking of getting dark, let's transition to Bo Burnham's Inside. All right. So I put off a little bit because when this first came out, it was all over the place. Everyone loved it. The hype was kind of high, so I was waiting for it to die down so I can go in it without the hype. This is Bo Burnham's comedy special comeback. He used to do stand-up like 5 years ago. He stopped doing it because he was having like anxiety and panic attacks on stage. So here you go. He came back with it, with a special that he did during quarantine. He started filming it last year when the quarantine started. Took him over a year to get everything together. He wrote it, directed it, obviously, because it's all taking place in his apartment or house, whatever it is, in one room. So he filmed it himself, got all the cameras for himself, wrote it, made the music for it, performed it. Everything you see, he did.
He usually does. I mean, he usually make like all the songs and everything. He usually designs, develops, and performs.
But it's a separate thing when now you're making a movie/special in your own home. And so like that's why I want to break this review into two things. One, I want to review for the music, because you can go and listen to the album on Spot. It's an album. You can go listen to the music somewhere else. Greatly produced. Mixing is fantastic. There's some instrumentals on here that are like, what the hell? He can jump between genres with ease. He made like a scat jazz song in there that's called Unpaid Intern. Great. It lasts like 30 seconds. There's a lot of songs on here. In the beginning of the show, he's like, yeah, I'm doing this all by myself, so if there's any like chaos or whatever, and there's gonna be like non-smooth transit, and he's on to the next thing. He's just cutting, doing his own thing, getting super creative with it, and it shows in the music and in the visuals. I highly, highly recommend watching this visuals first. Do not go listen to the music first. Watch this special, and then you'll know what songs you like. You can just go into Spotify and hit like or add to your library, whatever the thing is. Anywho, back to the music stuff. Again, mixed really well. It sounds great to hear even without the visuals aiding in whatever message he's trying to show or talk about. Yeah, it has its own intermission as well, because again, it's based off of the visual, the special itself. Hilarious dialogue. Dark humor covered in great dialogue for like the lyrics, because that's what he does, and he does it very well in this. And that's it for the music. The music is fantastic. Now, what stands out to me is the amount of effort done in the visuals. There's things that are like, oh, you see him, like there's behind the scenes shots of him trying to set up things. Even when he's performing all like the set song, camera shots, projector projected onto him, onto his wall, certain lights being used, him triggering lights with his feet like near the bottom of the frame. Like he shows you this on purpose to show that he's doing all of this. Using like a phone or like some sort of like monitor, like to get in sync with like a song that like has like a hi-hat or something, and he'll flash it behind him and you see the light in the back. It sounds janky, but when you see it, it's like, okay, I see what he's going for. I know what's going on. Their attention to detail and like around his room when he's like has a mess on the ground, but you can pick out things that he's used in other parts of the show, like because he cuts this together. So he has like a song with a different camera setup, and then you'll see the things he used in other things. There's a song called Sexting, and in the visuals he'll have like the camera's posted up against the wall, and he has his AC that it's in frame, but he set it to 69, and it's about sexting, and it's small things like that throughout the show that it's like he did this.
It's funny, and the little bit that I saw was really funny.
He did a great job, and I mean, this is all. The show is about him in quarantine and how he's dealing with it. He wasn't feeling well throughout, like in terms of mental health, throughout making this. He makes a point to talk about it. There's songs about it. There's songs about the way the planet, how things work in this society. There's religion talk. There's the internet talk. There's 2 Jeff Bezos songs, which are fantastic. It's just great. I don't know. I had a fantastic time with it. I was relieved when I watched it because there was so much hype around it. I'm like, I don't want to go in here with this expectation. It doesn't meet it. I loved it. It's something you should watch. Again, it's not a movie per se because it's a comedy special, but I'll definitely be bringing this up later on as another talk.
Like count as a movie.
It is a movie because it's a Netflix like movie show. It's an hour and almost 30. Like it's almost a feature length film. Or
So
unless I think it is.
hypothetically, I like this. I can put this in my movie section.
I want to say yes because I want to do it too. That's how much I enjoyed my time with it. I don't know, it's just a person trying to make, like, he even says it multiple times, he keeps working on this because he doesn't want to stop working on it in this condition, like being quarantined at home for this long by himself in a room. Like, this gives him motivation to keep going, and you see him, like, there's a bunch of skits in there too that you won't see in the album too. Like, there's one of him doing a Let's Play, and it's hilarious. It just a lot of care and, like, time was put into all of his skits and music, and it's great. And that's just me gushing over it. Recommend it? Yes. To who? Everyone. Go watch it.
Game of the year?
I don't know if it's game of the year. It's just the respect that he earned from doing all of this by himself. Granted, it took him over a year to do it, but it's the discipline. I don't know if it is that's the word for it, but it's like not just, oh, I'm quitting here. He kept going and going and going until he made what he can, and now when you go into the credits for this, it's just his name. It's just, and me seeing that, I'm like, go for it, dude. It's inspiring, I guess would be the word. So I mean, it's definitely worth your time. So Bo Burnham's Inside, go watch it.
Have you watched other Bo Burnham stuff?
I've seen his other, like, years ago, because he stopped for like 5 years, but I saw his older things. And I liked them then. And then he stopped. And I'm like, oh, that sucks. But then he started, like, writing movies. He wrote 8th Grade. He was in Promising Young Woman, which came out, I think, end of last year or this year. I forgot when that came out. So he's been doing things in between. He just stopped doing stand-up acts. And
yeah.
This was, and, like, spoilers again for the show, but he mentioned it, like, he was going to come back this year. Like, last year. Before the quarantine, he's like, oh, in January, I thought about coming back. And then a funny thing happened. The quarantine happened, and then it keeps going. Like, it's all of that's like mentioned and like what he's gone through, I guess, for the past year. And instead of just sitting there doing nothing, he made this, which was, I think, worth his time. So there's that. Go watch it. It's great. It's on Netflix and other places. If you know, you know. All right, Brian. Speaking of great things, your first time watching Princess Mononoke.
Yeah. So before this,
first time watching it.
So before this, I haven't seen any Studio Ghibli movie. This is my first one.
Yeah, he said that to me. I'm like, I don't know how that was possible, because I thought I've seen some in front of him.
This is what this asshole did, right? We're in his old apartment. He randomly, he picks me up. I go to hang out. I say, oh, let me test my setup real quick. In the middle of Spirited Away, I just see a girl talking to pigs. I'm like, what the fuck? And she said, all right, mom and dad. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then he's like, yeah, my system works. He could have said any other fucking movie, and that was what he tried.
That's great stuff. You test it with great things, right, Randall?
So no? that was the only clip of a Studio Ghibli movie, and then this is the actual full movie I've seen. A friend of mine wanted me to watch like you guys' reaction, and he played this for me in Discord, and I watched along. First thing to say about this, you could have showed me this movie muted, and I'd be like, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
That's because they express in animation as well, so you can kind of pick up what the fuck's happening just through animation alone.
Yeah, they're very emotive, and just the art style alone, I'm like, yo, this shit fucks, dude.
Then that's what I told you before off camera. You need to keep watching Studio Ghibli films because that's like standard. I don't think I've seen a Studio Ghibli movie where I'm like, the animation was bad.
There's so many of them too.
Yeah, and they're all done with care. Like it's. But go ahead.
Some of the English voices or actors, it does kind of feel lifeless or kind of weirdly recorded. So Billy Bob Thornton is like the priest guy or whatever his name, the old guy.
Yeah. And
he sounds off. I don't know if it's because it's Billy Bob Thornton voicing him or what, but it just felt like a little weird. But everyone else seemed like they fit their character pretty well.
If you watch Howl, I think it's Howl in the Castle.
Howl's Moving Castle.
Howl's Moving Castle. Christian Bale does a voice there. There's a lot of like celebrities now that they're doing voices for those movies. And
John DiMaggio is like every NPC or background character, and then one of the secondary characters.
What the hell was
John
that?
DiMaggio's in like a ton of stuff.
Cleaning a window? It's probably me laughing. I wheeze when I laugh. So if you hear like a car failing to start or a window cleaning, it's most likely me laughing.
Go
for it, Brian.
What am I saying? All right, so yeah, Muted. I would have enjoyed this. The music, from what I remember, I enjoyed it as well. There's some songs that remind me of like Disney movies, and there's one that played for one of the villages. I could have swore I was watching Naruto. I in my head, I kept saying out loud, I kept going, "Believe it," when this song played. Character design. So mine is just the art style, the way characters look. For like the main characters, they all look cool. The main guy, who I didn't know was gonna be the main guy. What's his name? Something with an A. I already forgot his name. I feel bad. I like him though.
Yeah, there's something I forget their names, so don't. Unless they're like the main character, maybe I might remember.
He is the main character, and I know it starts with an A and ends with an A, but I don't remember the middle letters.
It's
the
Anna.
main character, the prince. The way the story starts is, kids be kids, right, and then a danger appears, and his first thought, because he's the prince, is, "Yo, we got to stop this for the village," and then he's like, "Yo." He actually asked the thing, "Hey, yo, stop!" And it's like a demented boar. It's a boar that looks like a symbiote on him. So if they would have said "We are Venom," I'm like, that makes sense from what I'm looking at.
Okay.
Were you talking about Ashitaka?
Yeah, it's the kid that looks like Anime Marth, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay. His voice actor did a good job. I like this voice actor, and the character overall is pretty cool.
How many movies does he have? The Studio Ghibli studio?
Like
a lot,
isn't it?
Oh, a ton.
Do you say
Most
5,
of them are
Brian?
written.
I've only heard of 5. I don't know how many there are. Again.
Oh no, there's a ton. So they have they've been making films since 1986. Castle in the Sky, Grave of Fireflies, My Neighbor Totoro, Kiki's Delivery Service, Only Yesterday, Porco Rosso, Ocean Waves, Pompoko, Whisper of the Heart, Princess Mononoke, My Neighbors, the Yamadas, Spirited Away, The Cat Returns, Howl's Moving Castle, Tales from Earthsea, Ponyo, Arrietty, From Up on Poppy Hill, The Wind Rises, The Tales of Princess Kaguya, When Marnie Was There, Earwig and the Witch, and How Do You Live? How Do You Live is coming up soon.
I would like to think that's all the title of one movie.
Brian's like, that's still making me laugh. Yeah, about like 5.
The 5 that I know of are like the first 5 that I read, or the first 4 that I read off. Ponyo, and then Princess Mononoke and Spirited Away.
Mm-hmm.
The only ones that I knew of by name, because again, the first one I saw was Princess Mononoke, because I always remember the cover. Like, yo, that chick looks cool. She has a wolf and she has painting. Fuck with her. It was that. Ponyo sounds familiar. My Neighbor Totoro, whatever it is.
Totoro, yeah.
Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, and I think that's the only ones I've heard of. What the hell is that?
Most of them are like written and directed by Hayao Miyazaki and Isao. I don't know how to pronounce it. Takahata.
Yeah.
And then there's like a couple of other people that are mixed in there. But usually one of them has some sort of influence on it.
Yeah, Miyazaki's the legend.
So yeah, Venom in boar form comes to his village, and he's like, "Yo, relax."
Yeah,
and it keeps going. He's like, "Nah, relax," and it keeps going. She's like, "You know what? Fuck her around," and shot him in the eye. And then that thing got pissed, and the symbiote chased him. I guess he was a distraction. He said, "Nah," and then I'm gonna shoot him in the other eye. Slept him, but the symbiote attached to him. Find out he has a curse now, and he's basically given 2 choices because his fortune was red. Either you just let this thing kill you slowly and just do nothing about it, or exile yourself from our tribe and figure out what the hell's going on and potentially stop it. And he's like, bet. Cut his hair off. He said deuces. And then he went on, and then the whole movie's just figure it out. Right?
Yeah.
That's all I'll say for the plot. Again, gorgeous, great soundtrack, interesting cast of characters. All of them look cool. There's a whole town with guns. Naturally, I'd move in. But the story, the narrative itself is really interesting because it's like I would say it's thought provoking in the sense of which side you would be on. It's easy to follow, and what I like about the story is it kept answering questions the second I had one. So when I was like, yo, why do they do? And then the next scene was them like there's a war part with pigs and they're painted. Like, did they paint themselves? What happened? Right after that, you see them painting themselves with war paint. I'm like, what the hell? I didn't think I was gonna ask that.
Because that classic filmmaking, what you're gonna put on screen needs to be worth it. So if you have a question, they make sure that they answer it on screen.
Yeah, they kept doing it. I don't think there's one question I had where it ended. I'm like, but what about? I think they answered everything. I thought the ending was gonna be different. I don't know if I'm wrong. I'm still committing to my theory, but I have a complaint about the ending. But that it's a nitpick. It's not something that made me think less of the movie. It's just what I wanted.
Okay, what did you want? I guess spoilers for the end of Princess Mononoke that came out.
You know how like he develops he's what was the word? He's smitten with the wolf girl.
Yeah,
Sam is her name.
Develops a relationship.
The ending's like, all right, we like each other, but I'm gonna go do shit, but I'll visit. And then she goes away. there's no like seal the deal moment. But then a friend of mine's like, well, she was raised by wolves. You think she knows what the hell to do?
Yeah, she doesn't have social like norms. Like she.
But then my counter to that was, well, he's a prince with people. You think he would know? People be kissing, people be fucking, people be making princes.
Yeah, but then you're not gonna just throw yourself on a girl who knows wolves. Like
he did though. Before that.
Yeah, no, but it was like, oh, we feeling this thing, we're done. All right, let me go move on with my pack. You know.
Like I said, it's just a nitpick. I didn't see them, and I was like, this is a 0 out of 10 now. I didn't think that. Like I said, all the characters are cool. The visuals, like the characters, they did like the forest spirits. The second he popped up, because he had a circle mouth, so every time they popped up, I'd go ooh when I saw him, because that's the sound they're making in my head. There's one thing. So the forest spirit, it showed it from afar. A bunch of deer was walking. It shows a big deer, and it looks at us. And in my head, I was like, "Let the bull watch." But I was like, "That's a majestic ass, cool looking thing from the silhouette." He goes to where it lives, I guess. He goes to his block, and then they show it sideways drinking water. I'm like, yo, he still looks majestic. He kind of looks like he has two asses. Like his front was like bushy, and then his actual ass. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. And he turns and looks at the camera, and it's like a man face. And I was like, what the fuck is this? If I was near death, and I hear something walking to me, and someone, I'm to believe it's gonna save me if it chooses to. I'm like, okay, this guy's gonna save me. And I hear trampling. That's probably an animal. And I look up and I see a red man face smiling attached to a deer. I'm avoiding him.
Yeah.
I liked that each type of Pokemon is what I was gonna say. Loser alert. Each animal had like a clan faction. And they each had their own god that they followed. I thought that was really cool. I thought the monkeys were funny because they're just sitting there ganged up and then throwing shit. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
One of my favorite characters is the deer or the elk. Yakul is his name, just because he was loud about it. Anything else I say is just gonna be me gushing. To wrap it up, gorgeous audio and visual. Billy Bob Thornton sounded off voicing him, but everyone else sounded pretty good. Great character design, great narrative in the sense that you get from point A to point B. There's thought-provoking stuff that happens, and there's no questions left unanswered, in my opinion. It goes by quick. I don't remember how long the movie is, but I was never like,
is it over yet?
Yeah, I was enjoying it throughout. I don't think there's anyone I would say, if you're not into this, don't watch it. Anything you told me, what if I only like movies that have glue in it? I'm like, yo, then watch Princess Mononoke.
2 hours and 13 minutes.
Yeah, it did not feel like that.
What kind of fucking restriction is that?
If you have a glue fetish and that's all you partake in, hey, just watch Princess Mononoke.
Hey, go
I
watch
mean, that's
Mad
the best
Max.
part of the film.
Yeah.
Go watch Mad
The
Max.
glue that
Fury
binds
Road.
everything together.
How much glue is in it?
Yeah. What's the ratio of glue to fighting scenes? Yeah, just watch Princess Mononoke.
Hey man, I heard this great movie Titanic. You should go. It's really dramatic. You love it. Is there a lot of glue scenes?
Yeah, so where can I expect the glue moments?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
The
I
fuck?
recommend it wholeheartedly. If this came out this year, it would probably be top 3 free.
Well, that's kind. Studio Ghibli movies usually have that like pedigree, where it's like it comes out, it's gonna win some sort of animation award that year. The same way Pixar used to be like that, or I think Disney. Both of them. When they came out, they're winning the animation one. Anywho, all right, wrap that thing up here, Brian. No, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go to Kelsey real quick. He's been pretty quiet here. Tell me about your time with the Space
Always
Cowboys. Sorry, my fucking motorcycle did not work.
Bruh. If you've not seen Space Cowboys, this is another one of those that you're doing yourself a disinterest.
I've seen one
or
Space
disservice.
Cowboy, and his name was Spike Siegel.
It's even better than that.
Eagle.
Okay?
Stop now. Now I need to go click on this.
No, the show is, or the movie is
Wait, what did you say?
fantastic.
What did you just say? Is that what you said? Stop? What did you say?
I said the only Space Cowboy I know is Spike Siegel, right?
Yeah.
And he said
That's what
it's
you
better than that. And I'm like, please slow down. Slow down.
So Anthony, tell us about...
Go ahead, man. Sorry.
So the main cast: Clint Eastwood, Tommy Lee Jones, Donald Sutherland, and James Garner.
Stacked.
And they're part of Team Dateless, and they were supposed to be like one of the first astronauts to go up into space, and then shit happened, and they couldn't. And now they like one of Clint Eastwood's designs for like a communication satellite got up into, or is in a satellite that is coming down to Earth, and so they're trying to send somebody up to fix it, but they don't really have a ton of time. And so he convinces NASA to let him and his team go up into space and fix it and take care of the problem. It is a fantastic movie. You know, it's got comedy and it's got seriousness, and it just, everything about it flows very well together. I mean, like you said, the cast is pretty stacked, and all of them play their parts extremely well. So
this is a classic I gotta go watch. I have not seen this, so
no, if you haven't seen this, you should definitely give it a watch.
What's the glue ratio though?
Hang on, I know this one. I think it's like 14%.
Okay.
Thanks for the offer.
James Cromwell is in that. Do you guys know who that is?
But that name, no. Maybe if I see it, let me look it up.
If you saw his picture, you'd know who he is. But he was the lead actor in Babe. He was the warden in Green Mile. He was in
say his name again.
James Cromwell.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure he was in Eraser. He was the. You guys have seen Eraser?
Yes. Sorry.
He's the one. He was the one that. Yeah, the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's the one that blows himself away at the very beginning, when the lady is like telling him that she's working for the FBI and whatever. Yeah. I mean, he's
I didn't know
awesome.
him by name, but I saw his face and I'm like, I know who he is. He's been in a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the movie's great. Like, you have your serious characters and you have your comedy characters, and they mesh very well together. The writing is great. The acting is phenomenal. You get to see them, go into space, and then there's the plot twist and all sorts of other stuff, and it's a great movie. It
sticks to landing too. Like, I'm not gonna be like, fuck this at the end. Okay, good. I have to watch it then. Cause this is a classic. I might probably forget. Let me add it to my
I was
backlog.
laughing earlier because I clicked the movie naturally to see what it's about, who's in it. And I forgot this fact that I've realized is any picture you see of Clint Eastwood, he always looks like the sun's right in front of his eyes.
Yes, and that's how he acts in most of his movies too.
Every movie you see, he's like either a revolver or something, but he cannot escape the sun even in space. Apparently.
Oh my god!
Look, there's
What is Space Cowboys?
How do I? See if
That's
I
funny.
can send this picture like this. Hold on. Copy link. Podcast call. See if it shows you this picture. Yeah, look. There's literally no light whatsoever that he's looking at, and he still looks like he's bothered by the sun.
Yeah. He.
I mean, that's kind of just his. That's just kind of his.
That's I don't know. It's yeah. That's just his normal look.
Even if you look at the cover of the movie, the sun in his eye.
Well, I mean, he's heading closer to the sun, like right, like or no?
Oh shit!
Shit.
Right, so
What's
like the what?
I'm trying to think of the name of the old Western that he was in.
The Good, the Bad, and the
Dirty
Ugly.
Harry. Yes, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And like that's his classic look. He's sitting there like with a stogie in his mouth or something, and just like, staring out at you.
Wait, was it The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly?
Maybe.
It wasn't The Dirty Dozen, which is what I first thought it was.
Dirty Harry's what I thought of.
Or Dirty Harry.
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Yeah, I'm looking to see if he's in that. He's in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
I said it like reactively, and I don't know if it was right. I didn't like. I just The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. That's All right. I should just go with my gut more often.
Yeah, Dirty Harry is more of a modern style, whereas I think Good and the Bad, and the Ugly is an old Western.
Dirty Harry's the one he's like, you feeling lucky, punk with the revolver, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Never seen it.
Do you?
It's another great movie if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Yes. That's also a must watch. So it sounds like it's a recommendation for this. Go ahead, Brian.
I forgot he was a $1 Million Baby because I just remember Hilary Swank getting slept. Is the only part I remember about that movie.
I mean, that's the twist at near the end. I think when she gets slept on the chair. You remember now?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, Brian. It's time for Music Minute here. I mean, it was kind of Music Minute with Bo Burnham stuff, but that was a special review there because there's two facets to that. But now, I need you to go first with Zoe? Zoe?
I don't know how to pronounce it. I've never heard them say it, so I don't know how it's pronounced.
Okay,
it looks like Zoe.
That's what I thought too. I'm just assuming though. I don't know.
That's what I think, but they're a Mexican band, so I don't know if it's pronounced differently.
Oh,
in Spanish. I've never had to say Zoe.
Is this the group that you mentioned earlier? It's like a Mexican band with like EDM or not EDM, like some like instrument, like
it's
psychedelic instrumentals.
It's like psychedelic indie rock in Spanish.
Okay.
Let me pull this up. I listened to it a couple weeks ago, so I'm not gonna remember everything about it, but I found it. I don't remember what week. I think it's the same week I found Girl in Red before her album came out. It was one of those recently released. Like, fuck it, the cover looks cool. And I listened to, you've heard one of their songs, Anthony, with, I put it on when we were going to Port St. Lucie.
Okay.
Where it's like,
then yeah.
And then you're like, I like it, but you can barely hear him.
Because his vocals were like, I don't know if it was done on purpose or not, but it was like lost in the instrumental. Or it could just be my speakers in my car, but.
That's the review of the entire album.
What?
If I'm gonna do a short version. So the song, let me see. There's 10 songs, 48 minutes. Playtime. I hearted 7 out of the 10.
Nice.
7 out of the 10. Easy to listen to. Again, it's like not transy, like just synthy indie rock psychedelic kind of sounding.
Right.
Easy to listen to, but it's hard to listen to his voice because you can't hear him.
Right.
You hear him singing, but I don't know what he's saying because I can't hear him. So it's kind of like his voice is just a background instrument that they're playing. Feels
right.
like.
That's what it felt like. Like they're using his, even though he's talking, it's like from the one track you played. That's what I was getting to.
Yeah. That's basically the summary. Is you got some synths, you got some like indie kind of feel. Some of them are kind of like down tempo, like sadder kind of songs. It still goes off. The only things that lose me essentially is the choruses. I don't remember there being any instrumentation. I'm like, can you not? I was like, do I like the chorus or do I not? With the ones I did in Heart, and turned out I didn't. But most of this, shout out to the band because they go in. I mean, he sounds like a good singer. I just don't know what he's singing.
Right.
Yeah. If you like indie, if you like Spanish rock, I guess go for it. If you like synthy kind of indie rock, go for it. It's not. It's less.
What if
than
you
an
don't like
hour.
indie rock?
If you like synths in rock, you probably like it.
Okay, but you didn't answer his question.
Well, then I'm saying then if you also like, if you don't like that either, then don't fucking listen, I guess.
Okay.
It's less than an hour for 10 songs. If you have a bit of time, if you have a lunch break and you want to ignore your coworkers for 48 minutes, just play it, I guess.
What if you ignore your coworkers until they need you, until you need them?
And then I hope that they ignore you.
If you know they ignore you, fuck them. You know, you're better than that, and you deserve better.
Okay, let's go. I'm with
kings
this.
And queens.
Oh, I'm with this. Okay, I subscribe to this.
Play Skullgirls though, or else.
All right, now we're getting into some sellout shit. I don't know about that.
What about Guilty Gear?
Yeah, you can play it. You can get real upset like I do whenever you try to punch someone because you know they're gonna throw you, and then this game is like, I'm gonna throw you anyway.
Sorry, I don't know what happened.
The whole rock paper scissors fighting games is this. So let's say someone's trying to attack you. Attacks lose to blocking, right?
Yeah.
Let's say all they're doing is blocking.
Right.
Blocking lose to throws. Let's say you think someone's gonna throw you. And you're like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to attack. Let me slap the shit out of them.
Right.
That's the triangle. And this game, a lot of times it's like, your entire weapon is in my chest. I grabbed you. And then other times, I'm so close to them that I can sense what they're thinking. Like, we're like this close. With a grab.
Hello?
The hell?
I hate this junk, man.
Like, the throw system, I think it needs some tweaking because it's...
See, what you really got to do is just zone them with Android 16.
Yes.
He's not in this.
So,
that sounds like you messed up, Brian, then, if Android 16 is not in this game. All right? Because I wished for Goku to be in the game, and they gave me a plethora of them, so you weren't wishing hard enough.
That's usually like the first sign that a person doesn't have an answer for you.
What? If they're just grabbing you?
Yeah.
Well,
they don't. At that point, you realize they don't know what to do.
No, Randall, that's called
What?
taking control of the momentum, like boxing. That's what clinching's for. You know, if they're getting rocked, you can be like, "Oh, I gotta hug this man and give me some breath." That's all that is. It's regrouping.
I'm just saying that, like, I noticed that in Tekken a lot when I'm like winning and I'm beating the crap out of somebody. They do the most blatant jump. They like run full speed at me and then grab me. No setup
resetting,
or nothing.
They're resetting it.
They're resetting the pacing.
They want to go hit you and then try to, as soon as you get a
no, there's no setup. There's no, I'm going to hit you until you block and then grab you. There's like, I'm going to run from the other side of the screen to where you're at and then hit grab.
Yeah,
that's
we're telling you that's what that is. If I do that to you, Randall, that's because I'm waiting for you to get frustrated and hit a button so I can parry that shit immediately on Wake Up. That's what I do. I'm a Miguel main. He knows. All right?
But, I mean, that's a legit defense. Like, that's what they... I mean, you use that in real life, too. When you're getting the shit kicked out of you, the first thing you do is grab them and hold them so they don't, kick the shit out of you anymore.
Yes,
reset everything and start from scratch.
So they don't continue to beat the shit out of you.
I mean, if you're getting your shit pushed in, you got to try something else. And the best way to do that is to grab them so that they're not punching you anymore. Like you said, boxers use it, MMA uses it, street fights use it.
After watching A Fighting Spirit with my boy, Ippo Makanouchi, I'm a boxer now, all right? Fuck Miguel, I'm playing as the boxer in Tekken. Steve, I think his name is. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
You mean you didn't become an MMA pro after watching Warrior?
No, because that looks like it hurts a lot. Boxing,
so much fun, though.
You would rather get punched in the face?
Yes, because there's a little bit of padding.
In MMA, though.
Do you know how hard boxers punch?
I understand that, but I don't want to get kicked in the mouth either.
Me either.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the last thing I need is they saying fight, and before I get to think, there's already a foot here dislocating my jaw.
See, I'd be fine if a kick dislocated my jaw if it had like Tim's on or something, but a bare foot? I have to smell your foot coming to me?
You're not going to be smelling anything. It's just going to hit you, and then that's it. It's going to be lights out.
But then, you're going to be forever on the internet. I have to see a bare toe sleep me. Nah. If that happens, even after our fight, we're fighting.
So what would you rather happen? Would you rather get knocked out from a front roundhouse, or would you rather get mounted?
What does it mount to me, like sexually?
Like grab?
No, in MMA, like when they mount you for a takedown.
Oh yeah, but you can do this and try to survive, right?
But you have a guy that's on top of you.
Yeah, that's fine.
You're fine.
Okay with that?
I think Kelsey told us that there's ways to get off it. Like you can reverse that.
Oh yeah,
like
fuck trap and roll is your best friend.
Like there's ways to control even from
I'm just trying to like gauge Bryant's level, because he doesn't want a barefoot to touch his face, but he's okay with a half naked man fully mounted on top of him.
That's
you're bringing in something sexual in a life or death situation. I don't care if he's completely naked. If he's punching me, Randall, I'm trying to get out of there alive.
But no, I'm asking him which one he prefers. He rather him be on top of him, pummeling him, rather than getting kicked in the face.
Yeah. I'm with him on that 100%.
The punches aren't going to be nearly as hard as a kick. If somebody's kicking you in the face, it's going to be a lot harder than somebody punching you. Yeah, but
the chances of them knocking you out from that kick are high versus someone on mounting you on top of you, hammer fisting your face repeatedly.
Well, he has to hit me though. I can. Randall, you see me in Miguel. I can sidestep.
Randall, you know what I'm saying? Can headbutt me if you want. You can literally shoot me. I'm not taking a foot to the face.
That's crazy.
If you put me in the ring and then said, "Oh, plot twist, he has a boomerang," I'm like, that's fine. But he has shoes on. You can boomerang me if you want. I'll knuckle you.
That's fair. I'm with him right there. You know what I'm saying?
Every other body part is fine, but the feet, no.
No, it's not. It's not because it's feet. It's because there's your legs. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
For me, it's for. I
was gonna say it's him. It's feet.
Yeah, for me, it's not that. It's just you're taking a kick is stronger than a punch. I would imagine, right?
It depends on who you're fighting. That's because if it's a boxer, no.
I understand that because he's specialized in throwing a punch specifically. But if you're out in the random world and someone knows how to kick, he's fucking you up.
Yeah, I agree.
Because the amount of force that goes into a kick is like untrained. Come on, right? I would imagine. Again, I'm not a professional fighter in any way. All I do is watch people punch each other and shit. I don't know anything about it. But I would imagine two untrained people, I'd rather get punched than kicked in the mouth, right? Like,
I mean, again, it depends on the person, man.
Okay.
Well, I mean, like, most people don't know how to actually kick because, like, you have to like open up your hips and twist your body in a certain way to like really get some power behind it. That's not to say that it's not going to hurt if you kick somebody regardless, but it would still probably hurt more to get kicked than it would be to get punched. Because most people wind up like anybody who doesn't know how to fight, the first thing they do is they just throw a haymaker. I mean, they like everybody puts up their guard and then they just you can like see it from 1,000 miles away. All you got to do is put hands up or duck.
Oh, is it me? Oh no, Brian's moving. I think his internet just. Oh.
Both of you guys are frozen for me. I can hear you sort of.
Okay, then I think your Discord is just crap in the bed.
Yeah.
Brian, why do you do that sound like, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, like I mean, if you listen to like, I love when new people come in to the gym and they like start kicking the bag. You can clearly hear a difference between somebody who is not trying that knows how to kick and somebody who is trying that doesn't know how to kick.
Right.
So you're saying it sounds so. One sounds like tenderizing meat, and the other one sounds like Batman when he finishes the last person and the thunder strikes.
I don't think it's the last person. When the thunder strikes happen, when I think you do the timed attack and it doubles your attack.
Well, no. On top, like if you hit someone, the last person's always hilariously louder than anything else.
Oh, I see.
And in slow motion for everyone to see.
Yeah. How you got your shit pushed in.
Body flip with a fucking green ham.
Yeah.
And then, and especially when Q hits the bag, like it is just nuts.
It's on finishers, but it's way
it's
loud.
Way loud at the last hit. Okay, yeah, so that checks out. We got 2 people on here with that. Okay. Did you said recommended on that? So let me move on to mine, and then we'll co-review the Tyler one. So I listened to Doja Cat's "Planet Her," which I think it's like her 3rd album, maybe 2nd, 3rd album. Either way, a good collection of songs. It's right under an hour, if I'm not mistaken, and a good collection of pop / R&B. The first track opens with some like dance hall-ish instrumental, so I was like, whoa, is this type of, like, I thought the rest of the album was gonna be like this, but it ended up being a very decent first track. But again, the chorus is just literally the word woman over and over again, like I want to be your woman. It works with the song, so if you hear this in the club or something, you'll be dance halling for life, you know what I'm saying? And then the rest of it is a collection of R&B, and then like the 3 singles she released before this album came out, like the one with SZA, the one with The Weeknd, and Need to Know. I think those were the 3 singles she released beforehand. Those were still my favorite parts. Like the rest of the album has some good, decent pops, but none of them will hit or be remembered the way these 3 singles were released. If that makes any sense. That's about it. The rest of it is pretty good. Like there's one on here, Brian, that I think you'll. Oh man, let me see if I can look it up. The name.
You said dance hall, so there's a good chance I'm gonna like that.
That's the first track. That's Woman. But there's one on here that you'll probably like because it's like it's her. I don't want to say trying to be. She's doing a lot of different tracks in the way either that the person that's featuring is in. So like there's one with Young Thug. Say again.
She's Drake in it.
I think so. What's it called? There's one with Young Thug, and I don't remember. It's Payday, I think it is. Yeah, I think it's Payday. It's the 3rd track on there, and she's right off the rip. She starts sounding like if Young Thug was doing the verse, but then she transitions into her own style, and then the chorus comes in, and the chorus is not that great. I think the 4th track is the one you'll enjoy because it's just silly. I don't know if it's trap will be the word, but just silly like I'm like a hard rapper kind of track.
Dumb Brazy.
It doesn't hit Dumb Brazy. Like it's aiming for that, and it's called Get Into It. Parentheses, yeah, end parentheses. And I don't know if it's her like flexing or what it is, but it's a fun hype song, I guess. And then there's other good like relationship ones like Love to Dream, Alone. There's one with JID which I liked a lot, which is called Options, which I listened to it because I like yes. That's why I ended up. I'm like, oh, I hope this is good. This part's great. So is hers. It's a very solid track on there. But the ones that shines are the one like that one I ended up adding to my library. But the ones that like outshine are the 3 singles she released. Like that's like the most polished, I guess. Because again, it's made for pop, like for radio. So I guess that's probably why. So again, great work from her for the most part. There's some of these tracks that the chorus doesn't hit as well as the singles do. But for her verses, her lyrics and stuff, it's pretty much on brand. She does a great job. She has a good pace. She knows how to stay within the instrumental, like in the pocket in a very good way. She's not like what is the City Girls that sometimes they just don't even go on. They just say whatever, and like regardless of the instrumental. Is that who it was?
I don't know. I know Blueface does that,
and I'm like, yeah, that's cool sometimes, Anyway. So yeah, that's definitely I do recommend a listen because unless you've already listened to the 3 singles, and then you don't really need to listen to this because those are the highlights in my opinion. But there's some other good like some deep cuts because I don't think they're gonna be like radio hits or get radio play, but we don't know yet.
Speaking of radio play, I don't remember who turned on the radio today, but Olivia Rodrigo, Deja Vu's on the radio.
That was before the album came out. That's on the radio.
I don't.
Yeah, she released those 3 singles. It was Driver's License, Deja Vu, and I think Good For You is the other one.
Oh.
And then the album came out. That's fine, Brian. You don't listen to radio. It's good. I honestly forgot we still had radio, says Ozzy. Yeah, me neither. Like, mine comes on because my phone decides to stop playing Spotify, and then my car radio is like, all right, cool, we're going on the radio. And I'm like, no, please, phone, work. That's pretty much on it. It's a very fine album. There was no like insta skips, if that makes sense. All the tracks I listened to completely, they were fine. None of them were like, ugh, no. Moved on. Young Thug did fine on it. G.I.D. did great in it. The Weeknd was on there. There's one with Ariana Grande, also a very solid track. The features were great. SZA, of course. There's one with Gunna. There's one with Eve. There's an extended version of the Weeknd one. I don't know why they I guess the first one was too long. I don't know why. Yeah, but it's only 4 minutes. Like the original one is, what is it called? You're right. Where is it? It's 3 minutes and 6 seconds, and then the extended one is 4 minutes. Like an extra minute was added.
Is it just like instrumental?
I don't know. To be honest, I think the
Weeknd has.
I don't remember the difference because I heard the extended one, and I just added the extended one to my collection. I forgot what the difference were. And I'll take that as a compliment, Kelsey. I am an instrumental. I'm just in the background. Sometimes I do good. Sometimes, it's trash. Alrighty. And that's it for Planet Her. Maybe one listen through the album, and you'll probably get some. You probably like the different tracks that I did, but for me, the 3 singles were the best with some good supplemental ones. Remember when we had CDs? CDs are still a thing. It's just I've let go of physical media a long time ago, and I know there's still a bunch of people who still buy it because they don't. I mean, it's a way of ownership in a way, because at any moment they can be like, oh, Spotify's dead, you can't hear anything anymore.
But then you own Ted 2 on Blu-ray.
That's because you fucking gave it to me.
I still haven't seen the movie.
Me neither. I saw the first Ted, and that's it. I didn't see the second one because I'm like, I've had enough of Ted.
You think you went alone now?
The Thunder song?
Yeah. Alrighty, Brian. Tyler, the Creator, released a new album. Call Me If You Get Lost. Your thoughts, initial thoughts on your first playthrough. Did you hear it multiple times or just once?
Just once today.
Okay. Oh, you're fresher than me.
Say about this whole thing. Yeah. DJ Drama's parts.
Remove them, please. What?
I loved it.
Oh no.
He used to do this on all the mixtapes. Just say bullshit, and I always found it funny.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess the quick take on me from that, I didn't like it. Like, I didn't like his. It's not like, oh, I gotta skip it. It was just like, okay, we get it, DJ Drama. You're a DJ, my guy.
Like Nella said, it took me back to all the mixtapes he produced and things like that. I keep saying bullshit,
which is fine. But then at the point, like, when there's some certain tracks on here where Tyler's getting in, and then he'll take a break, and then it's filled in with just DJ Drama, and I'm like, no, just put in instrumental. Like, those parts in what was Igor, where he did something else instead of just having the like instrumental wise, or he'll break it, or he'll just go into something else and not just fill it with DJ Drama stuff. So I was kind of disappointed in that. But go ahead, Brian.
Okay. Another quick thing before I guess go into how many songs I heard and things like that. It's mixed as if to be lo-fi or like back in the day. Mm-hmm. So it's low fidelity. It's low fidelity instrumentals
and some mud
Tyler on it,
and a little bit of muddy like bass, because there's some that hit and it sounds like it's clipping.
Yeah, there's some songs that are clipping, which probably obviously on purpose if it's the same motif throughout the whole album. There's a song. So how many songs? It's 16 songs.
Yeah.
I hearted 4 of them.
Oh, okay.
That's
I
not to
guess
say
I should
that
look
the
that
album's.
up.
That's not to say the album's bad. A lot of it, the instrumentation carried the songs, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool," but not enough to heart it. So I liked it a lot, but I loved very few of them. There's a song on here that's sweet, and I thought you wanted whatever the rest of the name of the song is.
Yes.
I'm sad this wasn't 2 separate songs, and this is kind
Facts.
of the reason why I don't like twofers, where it's 2 songs attached, because now it's a gamble. Because if I don't like part of the song,
Yep.
chances are I'm just not gonna listen to the song, or I'm gonna have to skip and ruin my listening session.
Yep. I'm with you 100%.
This is one of those cases. The first half, I liked Brent Fires. I like Brent Fires, but not a fan of the beginning part. The last part when it went a little islandy, I was like, I like this.
I'm with you 100%.
Like Sweet, I didn't heart it. Hearing his mom talk shit was funny to me.
That was a good one, and that's to me is I think a better introduction than using drama stuff.
The songs that I did heart. Oh, another thing too, because I liked it and I loved it. Overall, it's a good album. I think.
I only got 3.
It's a solid album. It's a solid album, I'll say.
Yeah,
but it doesn't have a lot of replayability minus the songs I hearted.
I'm with you on that too. I can going back to Doja, I can go back and listen to her other ones because they're like made for pop kind of things. Here, it's a very specific sound and specific lyrics where a lot of the theme of this whole thing is how he feels about the relationship he had with this chick who was another man's.
And
it's like his relationship with a girl that's already taken.
Oh,
so he and at the end of the day, he didn't end up with her anyway.
That's one.
You're talking about Jesse's girl?
It's mentioned multiple times throughout the album about that.
Well, no, the whole story you said is
the whole story is in one song, but when you listen to it again, he'll mention things about that specific thing
in other songs.
Yeah, which at first you're like, what? He keeps saying he's a bad person. He were doing something with some chick and something, and then at the end he ends it with the story.
Well, that's the second to last song.
Oh yes, sorry, and then
which to me should have been the last song.
The last song, I agree. But yeah, we're on. If you're gonna end it with such narrative, we're gonna not end it completely, but if you're leaving the narrative, yeah.
Especially because I don't even remember Safari. I think it was his take on doing Futura free, like Frank did.
Yeah.
But it felt like the album didn't end as strong as it could have, in my opinion.
I think it should end it on that story because I'm like, okay, now everything makes sense.
To me, Wilshire, I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's the best song on the album. I'm biased towards storytelling music, and this is literally a story being told.
Yeah,
the instrumental's good too. What he's saying is a full-fledged story. He's actually saying something. I enjoyed the song quite a lot. I think song of the album.
I was about to say song of the year. I'm like, what? Yeah, I need you to slow
down.
Even
if I did one song per thing I heard, Do-Rag Activity is by far ahead of a lot of things.
This is gonna be the wildest.
Is it song of the year?
So far, I've looped that the most. So I don't know.
That's insane.
The songs that I liked on here was the second song, Corso, which I enjoyed. Lumberjack. Somehow, imagine being teleported unwillingly to Brooklyn for 2 minutes. That's what Lumberjack did to me.
Yeah.
It took me to Brooklyn in the 2000s era. It's a good thing that when I'm working out, it's just me. Because I somehow conjured Tim's while working out.
Me in the garage now.
For Diddy.
Now since I work out in the garage, I just have the speaker going and I just dance in between sets, or just do some crazy walk thinking I'm in a music video. Especially when like Pop Star comes on or some Drake shit that's like hype or flexing on something, I'm in there thinking I own the goddamn world.
When the way Lumberjack starts that energy, I was like, yo, I was like dead ass, and then Drama breaks it apart and I'm like, okay, maybe that's just a bit of the song's gonna change. And he came back with that same part, and I'm literally doing Diddy shoulder shimmies. In my head, I was making a band.
Yeah, I see what you mean there.
That shit, instrumentation, and then him just flexing on the song, went off. Third song I liked was Massa. I like the beginning part and kind of what it transitions into. And the last two songs I liked was Juggernaut, the one with Uzi. Leave it to Pharrell to make something wild. I don't know if he probably co-produced it with Tyler, but wild ass instrumental. Tyler's going crazy. I wasn't looking at the song names or who's in it, and then I hear Lil Uzi's voice.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh, he's doing his shit, and then he switched it up a bit. It wasn't the same. I'm just gonna say whatever comes to mind. Lil Uzi actually started saying something. Like, oh shit, and then Pharrell came in. And I was like, oh shit, dude.
So Brian was just oh shit the entire time.
Yeah, plus the instrumental. I was like, someone say something mean.
Oh, from the three that
obviously.
Yeah, that's my third one. The first two were Corso and Lemonhead, and then my last liked one was Wilshire.
Well, what's after that?
I'm trying to think what was Lemonhead.
It's with Herb. I think Jeep.
What was 42 Doug.
42 Doug. Why did I say Herb? So weird.
I liked Doug's part, but I don't remember liking or loving the rest of it. I don't remember the song already, but yeah, my thought is solid album.
Same.
It just won't be replayed minus the songs that I hearted.
Yeah, same. I'm not gonna if it came up on random. Those are some songs that I'd be like, skip on the album, except the ones that I added to my library. But it's him doing more experimental stuff with instrumentals, and I don't know, he does different stuff. He does different things for each album, like from Flower Boy to Igor to this to Wolf. I think it was Wolf.
This sounded like a sequel to Igor. Igor was kind of the same thing. It was low fidelity, kind of more, not really lovey-dovey songs, but it was more like in that bag as opposed to the other songs he had in other albums.
I definitely give it a.
I like Igor more, but this is still solid to me.
I definitely like Igor more. Mostly, Earthquake is an eat. If it wasn't for who, I don't remember who's featuring me. Yeah, if it wasn't for Playboy Cardi, Igor, that track is it. Earthquake is it. But then he came in.
Wasn't in it? I wouldn't heart it.
What?
He brings that energy, Anthony.
What energy? No, the energy is before he gets on.
When he cuts off and he goes, "I wait for about none." I'm like, oh shit, tell me, dude.
Okay.
When he said, "Try to set me up," I was like, yo.
I'm like, yo, I'm trying to set him out of that fucking building. That's what I'm trying to set him up to. That door's right over there. It's set up. You can open it and walk out.
It's funny. I didn't think it would be, but the first time I heard that song, I was like, it's whatever. And every time I heard it, because I don't like the off-key chorus.
Okay.
But every time I heard it and I hear Playboy Cardi's, I find myself waiting for Playboy Cardi to come on.
You let me up. That's how he starts the verse, and then you're in.
Yeah, I'm like, tell him.
Ugh, no. It's not a skip. Like, I listened to it, and I'm like, all right, go ahead, do your thing, Playboy, and then back to doing my earthquake.
Because when the song changes to his part, you gotta be in that mindset. Anthony.
That might be it. That's right. That's probably why.
I'm just earthquaking. No, you gotta think if someone set you up.
Right. I'll try that.
Which would you rather listen to? That song or Black Eyed Peas Shakira?
Kelsey. If I could delete that song, by that song I mean the Shakira song, I would delete that song. So yes, I would hear Playboy Cardi's part on repeat instead.
Okay, I got one for you.
Go for it.
The Shakira Black Eyed Peas song or Friday?
I would listen to Friday every day. I would listen to Friday every day. I don't like that chorus for that Shakira song, mostly because of the expectation. The song started off fantastic. And then that chorus hit, and I'm like, why did you do this to me? It's like wasted potential, right?
The thing is like, I can ignore a lot of things, right? I can tune things out. For something to bring me back in from tuning it out in a way that leaves me feeling disgust, just like I said about Pokémon Unite plays, you gotta try to be bad to do that.
Yeah. And people said, okay, run this. They heard this track, that chorus
of people, and they said,
good job. You did great, Shakira. Oh my gosh, she'll never be on this podcast. After hearing all of this, she's gonna be like, no, fuck them. They hate my music.
Just the song.
Yeah, just what you did to that chorus is what I hate. But Friday every day, Kelsey, just for the record. And that's it, I think. Oh, the recommendation. I recommend one listen to. One, it's just not like a skip album. I think you should give it a listen to because, again, he experiments a bit more. Like Brian said, I can kind of hear the sequel to Igor, but I definitely one playthrough. You might get some shit you might like. Again, the storytelling near the end is great. Kind of, it puts the rest of the tracks you played before into a little bit more perspective. Go ahead, Brian. I don't know if did you already say you recommended it or not, or
I don't know if I did. I recommend it. If you're a Tyler fan, you probably already heard it. If I don't know, you just want to hear something different instead of just the same shit you hear, whether it's the trap people who use Mad Libs to write in their lyrics now, or you're tired of hearing Drake again. Whatever the case is, give this at least one listen.
Who wants to listen to Drake, honestly?
I do. I gotta be honest with you. I'm gonna be that guy. I have a playlist of his hype music. That's what I sometimes work out to.
Like God's Plan was just so overplayed.
I love. Yeah, I know everyone hates me for it. Everyone hates me for it, but I love it.
But the song slaps.
Like I get it. If you guys hate God's Plan, I get it. I was all about it.
Is that your favorite Drake song?
Nah, I don't think so. I have to think about it. But not like as in that might be a contender. He has so much other tracks. Like I don't know what would be my favorite.
Yo, gun to your gym right now. What's your favorite?
As in, are you saying that to mean like what's my favorite Drake song in the gym, or are you just gonna shoot my gym if I don't answer?
I'm gonna shoot your gym if you don't answer one song.
Oh shit! If I had to think, right now it's Popstar, right? Like, and that's not even his track he's featuring.
So then try again.
Oh, so it doesn't count? It has to be his song?
It's clearly Sicko Mode.
That doesn't count because him featuring again.
Try again.
I didn't try that time. I'm explaining to him. So, okay, Gun to Head.
No, Gun to Gym.
Oh, it's probably going to be Portland, right? Yeah, that little
That's
instrument.
Your favorite Drake song?
You said Gun to the Head. I didn't have time to think.
You had time to think.
Oh, okay. That attitude.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening anymore. We're going to move on here.
Gun to your head.
Uh-huh. With time to think, gun to your head.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, gun to
your
gym.
Your not even to your head.
Oh, shit.
Gun to your glue. What are you picking?
That's the title for this week's episode, Gun to Your Glue. Shit. All right. That's about it. Unless you guys want to go on to releases. Anything else you guys want to speak on? That sounds like a nah to me. Sounds like nah. So
Hitman's wife's Bodyguard. You have to go watch this.
I will watch that this week, sometime this week. I will make it. I'll see if I can check that out.
Smash.gg sucks, and don't ever project me losing immediately like that again.
Yeah, same with Randall. I'm speaking for Randall now. Don't you ever fucking do that again. You got it? Because he's going to mop up those fuckers.
I'm going to lose, but don't tell me I'm going to do that before I lose.
No. I'm going to speak for Brian now because he's saying the wrong energy. Don't ever tell these people they're going to lose ever again because they're going to mop your granddad up in front of your grandmother. So don't ever do that. Got it? Look at that face. For audio listeners, Brian was just sticking his tongue out. Just let you know what the competition's like.
It's because I taste victory.
Exactly. All right?
You are victory.
I haven't played the game in months.
Shit, they don't need to know any of that. All right?
But I've bought it recently.
What is he talking about?
Randall, like, what are you talking about?
What game he hasn't played in months?
What do you...
Skullgirls.
Yeah, like what?
Oh, really? I'm surprised.
Been too much shit going on. And then I keep accidentally loading up Strive.
Yeah, that happens on accident a lot. This week, we have a few, big games coming out this week. Not big games, but mainstream, I guess. We got Tribes of Midgard coming out this week. A new, 4 or 6 player co-op, I think it's some sort of roguelike with crafting and stuff like that. Published by Gearbox. It was being streamed earlier today as of this recording because Gearbox partners. Looks okay. I don't foresee myself sinking a lot of time into it, but it's there. Maybe one day I'll give it a shot.
How many players?
I think it's 4 to 6, or maybe more. I honestly don't know. Right?
Let's see if it says anything on the.
I checked. I clicked on other games coming out, and there's some game called Nightbook that looks like it could be an October game.
Oh, okay.
It says that the you know those games that are like Her Story, where it's real actors and then they do things and it's like a thriller. You got to figure out what the fuck's going on.
I think they're called FMV games. I think.
Well, this one apparently, the summary is: Nightbook is an interactive occult thriller about an online interpreter who is tricked into reading an ancient book that summons a demon into her home.
Well, Randall, that's right up your alley.
So, figuring all that out as
I'd like to be up Randall's alley.
Yeah.
Shit! Figuring all that out as a group would probably be entertaining if we do have a bunch of stuff for that.
We also have the new Dark Pictures anthology game probably coming out, where everybody picks a character and then they play their own character. So I forgot what the newest one's called, but figure it out. No. Knockout City has their season 2 out, which I've yet to put my hands on, and I keep hearing it's fun. So maybe one of these days I'll play Knockout City.
Just know that there's always one at Galaxy Burger.
Okay, fair enough. I'll keep that in mind. Well, I'm on the Respawn screen. And The Ascent comes out this week, which I've been kind of waiting for. It's like a co-op action RPG as well. So that looks like fun. Give that a try sometime this week, or maybe later this month. Yeah, it's on Game Pass. So if you have Xbox Game Pass, give it a go. You know, give it a try. You know, you got nothing to lose.
And what if you don't have Xbox Game Pass?
I think it's available on Steam. If it is not, I don't want to misspeak. Let me click. It is?
On Steam. It's on Steam.
Yeah, it's on Steam, so you can grab it from there.
On Steam.
Or go on twitch.tv/WeirdTV, Brian De La Rosa, Split Screen Loser. Like, maybe one of us will play.
Loaded Up Gaming.
Oh, is it Loaded Up Gaming for yours, or is it just Loaded Up?
Loaded Up.
Just Loaded Up. And maybe one day
he go to Loaded Up because he gaming. That's what it. You didn't hear it right.
All right. For movies this week, we have Jungle Cruise coming out on, I think, theaters and on demand. The Green Knight. I think that's in. I don't know if that's on demand, but I'd have to check.
You have to mention for games. Commissioner Gordon for Strive comes out tomorrow.
That's Tuesday, true. The actual name is what again?
I was gonna call him Gold Dick. Go Lewis Dickinson.
Go Lewis Dickinson. DLC for Guilty Gear Strive comes out tomorrow, as of this recording, obviously.
Or you can call him Gold Dick.
Okay, that too. And Ride the Eagle comes out this week. I don't know what it's about, but J.K. Simmons is in it, and so is the guy who played Peter Parker, and Jake Johnson. Thank you.
Yeah,
Jake Johnson.
I can't see him in anything other than New Girl.
Yes.
Like that's just he's Nick from New Girl. That's it. Yeah. Like it doesn't matter what else he plays. It's like no, that's Nick from New Girl.
You think someone.
Yeah, you think you know someone. Jake Johnson, Susan Sarandon, D'Arcy? I don't know if that's how you pronounce her name. J.K. Simmons is in it. Cleo King, Eric Edelstein? So, comedy. I don't know what it is about or what the hell, but I know those actors and they're great, so I might check that out. Music. We have Billie Eilish finally dropping her album, Happier Than Ever, this week. And Isaiah Rashad is dropping his album, The House is Burning. I think... So we got a rap album and we got Billie Eilish's album this week.
What the fuck is a lump?
I don't know.
Clicked it out of curiosity. I need to hear this.
All right. Well, there you go. That'll be your funny thing for the week. And that is the end of the episode. Actually, no, it's not. I'm so sorry. Brian.
This guy's an asshole.
I am. I really am.
Can't believe. I think we should just cut it here. I don't think it's worth going back trying to save this.
Yeah.
It's over.
What are you doing this week?
Who, me?
Yes, I said Brian.
What the hell's today?
Today is Monday. Thank you.
Tomorrow. So before, when I was watching ReZero, it was a half season that came out, and the other half of the season came out, and I meant to rewatch from the beginning because it was too much info at me, and I was watching it weekly, so I was like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Okay.
So tomorrow I'm gonna, with a few friends of mine, gonna rewatch season 2 from the beginning, and hopefully at some point we get to where I haven't seen and then finish the season. Wednesday we're gonna play some, and then on Thursday, probably gonna stream some Skullgirls or just play Skullgirls. Depends on how I feel. And then Friday's Strive Day. Probably try Commissioner Gordon. and see if I can do 19 different variations of a fucking half circle move.
Oh, that's true. You told me about how kind of, like unique his half circle thing is.
Yeah, I mean he has a gun, so I have to give him a fair try.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I got.
All right. Kelsey,
What's up?
what's your week looking like?
So probably not gonna be doing much this week. Shannon's grandmother passed away the other week,
shit.
so we're flying, or I don't know if we're flying out, but we're going out to Alabama this weekend. And then I'm flying up to Virginia to grab my mom on Monday and drive her down here. I more than likely won't be here next week.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. Well,
there's
send
that.
my condolences. I didn't know that she passed. All
Yeah,
right.
it's been kind of a whirlwind of shit.
Yeah, that sounds like you've been
You
going
know.
through it, my guy. Shoot. Randall. What did you do?
The usual work, gym, games, work.
Damn, you sped run through that. You didn't level skip though, so you still got one more.
What?
All right, so prayer was the answer to that, Randall, but we're pressed for time here. And that's it. Okay. For the channel, we have 2 episodes
Anthony.
of Watch Dogs. What?
What's going on?
Oh, thanks. On the YouTube front, we have Watch Dogs Legion gameplay going up. I think the latest one came up today, or as of this recording, so I need to record more. Me and Brian started recording Torchlight offline because we just want to get through that shit. What else would tomorrow's Tuesday, as there's recording tomorrow's Tuesday, so more Watch Dogs Legion tomorrow. No, that's not backlog. That is backlog. Watch Dogs. I'm losing it. I'm freaking out.
Bro.
I'm
Just
freaking out.
Girls, dude. Just strive real quick, dude.
I'm freaking out. So yeah, Watch Dogs Legion tomorrow. Getting through my backlog. Wednesday we'll be doing Torchlight because we're trying to get through the shit. We can smell the ending, so I hope if we knock it out on Wednesday. And then Thursday, Spelunky 2 with Janiana, so get ready for me causing a lot of deaths. And then
for Wednesday,
Torchlight, so we can get through it. Because I'm sure we're like maybe a few boss battles away, right? Like we're almost there.
Are you guys playing Torchlight this Wednesday?
Yeah, Kelsey, on Wednesday, we're going to be playing Torchlight 3. Not 1 or 2.
I wasn't sure if you were playing Torchlight on Wednesday or not. Just wanted to make sure that you were playing Torchlight this Wednesday.
Yeah, Randall, you got that?
Mm-hmm.
What did you get, Randall?
Torchlight on Thursday.
All right, Torchlight 1 on Thursday?
2.
Oh, 2? No, you didn't get it then. It's Torchlight 3 on Wednesday, Randall.
Oh.
The third Torchlight on
The
Wednesday.
third on Wednesday.
So
Thank
the
you.
third day out of the weekdays, we're playing the third Torchlight.
Yes.
On
That's
what
how we
day?
do on Wednesday.
Okay.
And then Thursday, Spelunky 2, and then I think that's it. I don't think there's going to be any...
Torchlight.
I don't think there's going to be...
Oh, that's Wednesday.
Yeah, that's a Wednesday. I don't think there's going to be
Today's
anything...
Monday.
So, Monday's day 1, Tuesday's day 2.
Yes.
On the day 3,
Yes.
Torchlight.
Torchlight 3.
The first one.
Nope.
Oh,
See,
the
you guys
third
are
one.
getting... Who's sending out these memos, my guy? Like, we're getting it with the information. The telephone is not working right now.
We're playing Torchlight 3 times. You heard it.
We already played it 1.5.
Yeah.
Shit. All right.
What are you doing
That's
for
it
free
for-
on stream Fridays?
Yeah, I don't do Fridays. I
So you
usually
can
don't do the
offline-
weekend.
In an offline labs drive.
Fuck, I do need to... if we finish Torchlight, I'll uninstall that and install Strive. That way I can swap out space for that. So I do need to start playing it. I fucking bought it, so, you know. You good, Brun? Anywho. Yeah, that's it. That's it for the week, and we'll be back next Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Make sure to be here to join in on the shenanigans. And that's about it. I don't have my soundboard for the goodbye, but I'll try my best. Arrivederci.